Hello everyone. How you doing? Welcome to another Tinfoil Tuesday. I'm excited to check out some weird conspiracies with you guys today. I have plenty pulled. Let me make sure I can get all the chat on screen. Are we seeing YouTube chat up there? Let me see. Someone on YouTube, do a chat. I can do it, actually. Let me see if YouTube will be up there. Random typing. Enter. Will it appear on screen? Nope. Okay, let's see. What do I have to do to fix this? Any new Iranian drone jellyfish alien theories? Not that I'm aware of. YouTube chat doesn't want to show up on screen right now, unfortunately, so we might only see Twitch chat right now. Sorry about that. I'll try to fix that later. So welcome everyone to another Tinfoil Tuesday. We are now on a hype train, very early hype train. Thanks everyone. How y'all doing? Mr. Blast, Felix, Ken Sister Sue, Nemesaur, Rick M, Demon Trigger, Bittergrin, Zytam, Unstable Deadbeat, Italian Shakespeare, Jay's a Proxy, Rick M with 36 months says lost my earned streak because of those Twitch glitches. Oh, that must have ruined so many people's streaks. That sucks. Those stupid glitches. Anyway, that's a sub baby. This sub baby's name is going to be Disastrous Substreak Loss. Nemesaur, thanks for a 240 stream streak, says, woohoo, 240. Fun fact, as the product of two distinct Fermat primes and a power of 2, a 240-sided polygon is constructible with only a compass and a straight edge. Mossloth, thanks for 31 months, says, I managed to hold off this head cold through my work weekend, and now I have a day off. My sore throat has evolved. At least I can watch Hannah's stream while I huddle up half asleep on the couch. I hope you feel better. I hope that being on the couch and just the sound of my annoying voice will help soothe you. Medicated person, thanks for a 47 month subscription. Sorry, words are hard. Bumble Homestead, thanks for 74 months, says seatbelts, everyone. You see they're making a Magic School Bus movie. It's gonna be terrible, I bet. Hey Cassifel, how's it going? I do want to do something again. I saw your message and then I forgot to respond, but the answer is yes. I do want to do a stream together. We just have to plan it and figure out what we want to do. Overthought. Oh wait, I missed this one. Wannabe66 says, well, hello there. I hope you're having a better day today than yesterday with the teeth pulling. I brought the teeth. Do you guys want to see my baby teeth? Do you guys want to see my baby teeth? I'm 32 and I got my last 3 baby teeth removed because I never, genetically, I never had any adult teeth behind them. So they pulled them so they can, we're gonna do, you know, implants that are like adult teeth, but they had to pull the baby teeth first, so. Let's see. Overthought says, man, up here looking like least Claypool. Steve with the, Sweetly Love says, hope your mouth is feeling better. It really wasn't too bad. The roots were already like very short. They barely existed because they're baby teeth. So they weren't too bad. Cassifel, don't apologize. I don't expect anyone to give me money. It's great that they do and I get to do this as a job, but I don't expect people to give me money. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. Overthought, thanks for gifting a sub. We can talk about Foreskin Man and comic books. That sounds good. That sounds good. You brought me teeth, they're mine. I actually already promised these teeth to a different weird friend of mine who wants my body parts. Not a joke. A friend of mine. I have a friend who I've known since middle school. She's great. Love her. And she's into sort of like the macabre and also like medical stuff. So she wanted my testicles after I did my orchiectomy, and I didn't have any problem with that, but I was too much of a coward to ask for them. So as a consolation, she gets my baby teeth. Which are here. Look, it's a tooth, and another tooth, and then a third tooth. Are you entertained yet? Okay, enough of my exterior bones that have been detached. Today we're looking at Tinfoil. We have a whole bunch of fun stuff, including Jake the Awake, who's gonna play a freaking bass solo for us. Very exciting. Zarek Shadow says, any cavities in the teeth? No, they were pretty good. Well, one of them is questionable. They didn't have cavities, but they have, like, divots just from use. Like, there isn't a cavity in the sense that, it's like a thing drilling through from bacteria, but there are, like, divots in the tops of the teeth because I've had them so long, literally since I was, like, a baby and developed teeth, that where the teeth met, there's like little dots where you can see there's an indent where the teeth were sitting on each other for 32 years. Or 30 years, whatever. I don't know when babies get teeth. Nemesaur, thank you so much for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for your continued generosity. And yeah, it is close to the end of the month, so if you want to support the show, consider gifting subs, like good old Nemesaur. Thank you. Mossloth says, I feel like Jake the Awake being a bass player explains a lot. Hold on, let's listen to this real quick. The hype train's still going, but I think we can listen to his bass solo. I think that's fine. Mossloth said, oh, I read that. Unstable Deadbeat says, so I said on Sunday I had to interview on Monday at my workplace for the job I used to do, but they had eliminated before realizing they still needed someone to do it. I found out today I got it, and the coworker I wanted to get the other position that I'll be working closely with, so good day today. Hell yeah, good for you. Puka, thanks for 67 months. Jason Proxy, thanks for 450 stream streaks, says 50th streak, baby. So not everyone's streak got ruined. Interesting. Bittergrin, thanks for 100 bits. Zarek Shadow says, I had a malformed tooth removed from my gums as a middle schooler. The oral surgeon was one of my classmates' friend's father. He later removed my wisdom teeth. He didn't remember me at all between the 2 visits. I mean, that's not surprised. They pull a lot of teeth. Also, I got lucky. I was born without wisdom teeth. That's part of my genetic thing. I'm missing many teeth for genetic reasons. Does he think he looks cool? He can actually play the bass. Give it a second. I don't know if I'd say he looks cool, but he can play the bass. And there's one reason I wanted to show this to you. Do it! Baha, thanks for 175 stream streak. Big Hat. Is he Zendaya? He's part of Big Hat. Big Hat is in on Big Hat. Here it goes. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got nowhere to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Gotta keep moving on. What lies ahead? Only one way to find out. Can you get a link? Yeah. It's not exactly City Escape, but it was close enough. All right. Sir Escata Hannah, you think I don't like Sonic the Hedgehog? What about my personality and my lack of ability to socialize with others ever made you think I wasn't a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog? I don't need influence, bitch! I've been playing Sonic since Sonic 2! Cassifel says, fun fact about me recently, I had a nightmare experience for a sec during surgery. I woke up before they put the arterial line in my fully numb me. I was just fully awake and paralyzed from the anesthetic. I started, like, mentally preparing to have waking surgery and felt them put the line in my arm before I passed back out. Wild shit. That's actually, like a nightmare I have. That is a real fear I have, so thank you. Now I'm even scareder for my surgery. when it comes up. What's my favorite 2D and 3D Sonic? Ooh. For nostalgia reasons, 2D is probably Sonic 2. But in actuality, Sonic CD is probably the better game. But personal favorite, Sonic 2. 3D, I actually really like Generations. I think the remaster they did with Sonic Generations plus Shadow Generations was really great. Nostalgically, though, Sonic Adventure 1. 2 might have some better levels, but I like having an overworld and stuff like in Sonic Adventure. It was just great as a kid. And, shoot me, I like the Big the Cat sections, so whatever. Sonic equals anime. Hannah likes anime. I actually did watch, like, Sonic X as a kid, which was the Sonic anime. Oh wait, no, I don't have that on Blu-ray. Shit, Hannah mentions Blu-rays on the bingo card. Note to self, get Sonic X on Blu-ray. Hannah mentions Blu-rays, you fucking stupid bitch. Did I ever watch the Kirby anime? Right back at ya. I did like the Kirby anime. I like when we get to showcase some of the talents of the people on this show. Like, this guy's an asshole. I think he's a bad guy, for the most part. But I like showing some three-dimensionality to the people in our rogues gallery, because as much as we get entertainment from them, they are flesh and blood human beings just like you or I. We contain multitudes, and in his multitudes is a sick bass riff. Ever watch Fighting Foodons? I fucking loved Fighting Foodons. It's out of print on DVD, and I'm so mad about it. I also liked Ultimate Muscle, which I know is as a kid I didn't know this. As an adult I know is a sequel to that Kinko whatever man show, but I liked that as a kid. Imagine if this guy's career trajectory would have led him to being a professional bass player, not assholery. That would be nice. Oh, Cassifel, you're probably... Did you watch the Amazing Digital Circus finale? Did you watch the Amazing Digital Circus? I don't want to have this discussion right now, because we could probably talk about it for a while. But if you did, we should talk about it on Discord. I need internet queers to talk about the Amazing Digital Circus. No spoilers. No spoilers. No one spoil anything. No one spoil anything. In chat. Okay, enough of his sick bass riff. Let's get into the actual tinfoil. What are we gonna start with today? Oh, do you guys remember the Rapture guy? This guy that was doing the Rapture stuff like last year? He's still doing Rapture stuff. He still thinks the Rapture is happening every other day.
There's going to be 3 aliens that look like frogs that are going to try to convince all the world leaders to go to war with the other aliens. Plot twist, not other aliens. It's Jesus and all the people he just raptured.
Casafel says, I basically was Jax when I was in my early 20s, and man, did that show hit hard all the way through. I feel like I'm still Jax. Not good. Jesus Christ. Ooh, the insectoids.
They're cooked, bro. I was listening to this new age girl that was doing a live stream.
Oh, that was Twin Peaks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that out almost certainly. God damn it, David Lynch!
She's like, oh no, but the insectoids, they're really nice.
Yes, that would be Project Bluebeam on the bingo card for the aliens, not being real aliens. Let me see. Project Bluebeam. Project Blue... Actually, that would be aliens are demons, because he's not saying the government would do that. He's saying Satan would send demons to pretend to be aliens to convince the governments of Earth to fight God. So that would be aliens are demons, unfortunately. Or fortunately, if you have that spot, I guess.
They're just like benevolent, nice beings. They're
Are all the Rapture people still on YouTube? I didn't see many Rapture YouTube people. A lot of it was concentrated on TikTok and some on Instagram. If you're looking for the bingo card, the exclamation point has to go first. Exclamation point bingo, not the other way around. Harold Evelman with 40 bits says, by the way, and before it all goes to shit, Thursday marks 5 years since my wife's tongue cancer surgery and therefore becoming decancered. The technical designation of cancer-free comes later, and in January she'll be considered cured. Well, keeping my fingers crossed that everything stays clear. I know that stuff is a huge bitch, and congrats to both of you going through all of that and coming out the other side. Zarek Shadow says, put some respect on Angelo Badalante's name, Twin Peaks composer. I apologize. Is it gonna hurt you all to know I haven't actually seen Twin Peaks all the way through, and I've never seen Fire Walk with Me? I did not see the reboot series or the continuation. I need to watch Twin Peaks. I literally have Twin Peaks right behind me. I just haven't watched it yet. Does this have Fire Walk with Me? It does. Oh, and this has the event series, too. I bought this. Why did I know this? No, someone probably sent this to me. This had to be a P.O. Box thing or a wish list thing. Anyway. Sorry, I'm in a weird mood today. All right, Rapture guy. Still doing Rapture stuff. What else we got? Peeplord says, bingo! But with the exclamation point in the middle. You don't control my punctuation placement. Zarek Shadow says, you saying you haven't watched Twin Peaks hurt me very deeply. I'm sorry, I'll get there. Okay, what's next? Oh, this guy's the worst. AI on the bingo card uses AI, which is basically a free space at this point. When I redo the card, I'm thinking about changing the uses AI spot to something else, because that's just a given at this point. Conspiracy theorists and unfortunately many everyday people love AI for God knows what reason, so it appears pretty much every episode, so I might make that more specific.
Perform a magic trick that's going to blow your mind. First, what I need you to do is imagine a world where Pee Wee Herman was played by Jerry.
I've been feeling very just like chatty lately. How would you guys feel if I did a stream? And I promise I'll get back on track and we'll get to the tinfoil. How would you guys feel if I did a just chatting stream where it was legitimately just me hanging out and talking with you guys? We'd watch videos that you guys send or I find or whatever. But like, what if I did a stream where the primary thing was we just talked? Because I think that would be nice. We hang out a lot, parasocially. But, you know, we're always doing something. It might be fun to just, like, talk with some of you guys.
Seinfeld.
Even maybe voice chat on Discord over stream if anyone would be comfortable with that, if they want to talk about anything or whatever.
And Batman was played by Cosmo Kramer. Imagine it real hard. Ready?
Hold on, let me restart this in case you didn't catch that, because that's a lot.
I'm going to perform a magic trick.
Oh, you can't see the video. Did I switch it back? Sorry. Foolish.
I'm going to perform a magic trick that's going to blow your mind. First, what I need you to do is imagine a world where Pee Wee Herman was played by Jerry Seinfeld, and Batman was played by Cosmo Kramer.
You know Michael Richards has, like, a name, right?
Imagine it real hard. Ready? Here's the magic trick. Poof. It just became reality. And
You wrote that and you still decided to go with it? That's terrible.
I'm going to prove it to you. First, I want to show you this.
Who's Cosmo Kramer? That made me feel very old, thank you. Cosmo Kramer is one of the main characters on the 90s hit sitcom Seinfeld. It was one of the most popular shows on the planet for like 7 years. Isn't his name the N-word guy? Yeah, for those that don't know, Michael Richards, Cosmo Kramer, did a stand-up set that destroyed his whole career because he decided randomly to shout the N-word at someone. So, don't do that.
This tiny little Seinfeld clip. And remember, they always tell us the truth.
His first name was Cosmo. Yeah, it was revealed in an episode, and it was like a joke. The comedy. The way I would describe Seinfeld to younger people or people who are not familiar with Seinfeld would be, it's like 90s Always Sunny in Philadelphia on network TV, so it's much less offensive, but it was pretty avant-garde for the 90s on network TV.
Yeah, then everybody is screaming because the driver, he's passed out because of all the commotion. The bus is out of control.
I always hate how people say Seinfeld was a show about nothing. Like, even the show indulges in that, like, I don't know. In a later season, they basically make the show Seinfeld on the show Seinfeld, and they call it a show about nothing. Seinfeld has never been a show about nothing. It's a show about day-to-day life. Oh my god! Seinfeld is a slice of life anime!
So I grab him by the collar, I take him out of the seat, I get behind the wheel, now I'm driving the bus.
You're Batman.
Yeah, I am Batman.
Simple and subtle. That's the way they do it. Yeah, I am Batman. And well, I pulled up the list of who's played Batman, and I started looking, and I got to my...
Seinfeld is just a normal sitcom. It was not for the time. It's one of those things where something in hindsight... Sorry, this is important to me, because kind of pop cultural history and how we perceive it is important to me. I'm sorry. Seinfeld was not a normal sitcom of its time. The fact that it was about a bunch of single people living in New York City dating was like weird. That was rare. That was like a new hip thing. It would later go on to be copied by everyone, including Friends and about 1,000 other attempted 1 to 2 season shows, on various networks. But the idea of a sitcom being not about like a family or a neighborhood, but specifically about a group of friends and their romantic struggles and personal problems living in the big city, that was a new thing with Seinfeld that then got copied by everyone. So in hindsight, if you go back, it's like, what's the big deal? This is just like a normal sitcom. It wasn't. It was a new, fresh thing that then changed sitcoms forever. Rick M with 40 bits says, did you look into firesidewatch.com? Owen Morgan's Telltale Atheist made it for watch parties, ad-free with subscription. I have not. I will take a look. I know you sent me a thing about this, so we could maybe, watch some stuff together and not deal with YouTube's systems. So I will take a look at that.
Michael Keaton, and I thought, he played Beetlejuice, a crazy, eccentric character like Kramer. Even has hair like Kramer.
And also, yes, the fact that they were kind of sociopaths and bad people, and that's where the humor derived from, instead of like, oh, we're all gonna be a happy family and all learn a lesson in the end.
Kramer, but I didn't see it. So I went back to the list, and then I remembered someone else that played Batman. One George Clooney. And I thought to myself,
is he going to say that everyone who's played Batman is the same actor?
Nah.
This is terrible. I'm not going to do this bit, but I've thought about it. There's a store near me that is... How do I put this? It's like a toy and movie nostalgia store. So they have like old toys from like the 80s and 90s, lots of figures, lots of boxed toy sets. They also have, used Blu-rays and DVDs. I go there weekly, pretty much. I love that place. Anyway, they have had for at least a couple months 90s Val Kilmer corn pops boxes from like Batman Forever. And I want one. It's only $5, but where am I going to store a Batman and Robin Pops box?
They hardly look alike.
They have Batman and Robin, and it's funnier to buy the Robin one.
But then I looked deep into those eyes.
Instead, I bought this, by the way. Does anyone remember Doppelganger? Does anyone remember Doppelganger? No. I don't blame you.
Because the eyes are the windows to the soul. And those eyes couldn't lie to these eyes. And then I do what I do, and everything lined up exact, and I could see it in those lips, too. The exact same mouth and alignment.
I don't think it does.
And
Keep Lord says, so Seinfeld brought smut and sin in the American airwaves radiating from the heart of New York. Did God do 9/11 to punish us for being masters of our own domain?
look. And even with two different pictures, everything was in exact alignment. Same lips, same eye placement, same
That's not they're not even at the same angle.
nose, same everything. Just shapeshifted. And well, I had done a video on George recently, and I remembered this scar. You see it? That almost looks like a 6, comes all the way down in circles. Kind of like this one that starts here and comes all the way down.
Do I ever wonder how Seinfeld would have addressed 9/11? I hope it would have been just as distasteful as the Marvel one.
In circles. Right here and right there. Same spot. Both side. 6 and 6.
Also, if you want the answer to that, you could watch Friends. I think Friends went through 2001, and I don't think they addressed it. I just think they ignored it, which is basically what you have to do in a comedy series.
No, I don't
What's the deal with Building 7? It wasn't even hit by a plane!
actually think it's a 6.
What's the deal with steel beams? Jet fuel just can't melt it! Sorry, it's not funny. I'm being Jerry and not Larry David, so I'm not allowed to be funny. H-Baird says, now if Michael Richard turned out to secretly be Mel Gibson's, that would be a conspiracy theory I could get behind.
6, but it's in that shape. And then
Mossloft says, this guy would not be okay if he took a forensic anthropology class and found out just how similar all human skulls are. The bones?
when you put them together, perfect
I know, Juliet.
fit. Now remember, I said imagine a world where Jerry is Pee-wee and Kramer is Batman, and well, that one came true. Let's see if your imagination was
Oh, I missed a tip. Green guy with a $3 tip says, I installed solar. The panels are just on the back garden, but I wired the inverter and the batteries inside, and at noon today I was getting 880 watts. The batteries will store 2.5 kilowatt hours and be great for powering the internet when the power goes out. That's great. I'm jealous of that. Someday I want to have like a solar rig, like in case of emergencies or whatever. Just feel nice having that kind of security.
strong enough to
Not a prepper, but I am aware of times in history where things have not been great.
get Pee-wee. If you look right here, looks like there's a B or a 3 there, right? Kind of like
Isn't the main guy in Seinfeld a pedophile? Jerry Seinfeld? Yeah, he's a creep. He was dating like a high schooler in his 40s or something. Or a teenager. It's gross.
this one.
On the bright side, Jerry's the worst part of Seinfeld. Every other character's the entertaining one.
Right there.
Though I haven't seen Seinfeld in many years. I don't know if it holds up in any way.
Follow the markings. 3.
17 years old and went to her prom. Oh my god. Imagine it's the 90s and you're like ready for prom and you go in there and you got your fucking Jolt Cola so you can party all night and you see Jerry fucking Seinfeld with one of your classmates. be thinking that 90s dirt weed hit way too hard. Is that Jerry Seinfeld?
3. Same.
Also, weird thing about Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry, some years ago, I don't know if he's still like this, did the whole like, oh, comedy, it's too woke, you can't tell any jokes without offending anyone. When has Jerry Seinfeld ever told an offensive joke? He's just got hack material from the 90s. What?
Spot under the nostril, and hey, that's Pee Wee Herman and Jerry. Pee Wee and Jerry.
Yeah, they don't look like the same guy.
I did a full video.
In high school, someone told me I sounded like Jerry Seinfeld, and I was very upset.
This, but of course, all this is for entertainment purposes. I don't really think there's a bunch of shapeshifters running around in Earth. That's crazy conspiracy talk. Entertainment only.
I don't. Maybe I did in high school. Okay. So there's that guy. Let's see what else we have. Oh my goodness, this guy is nutty. Did I see the Pop-Tart movie Jerry did for Netflix? No. I saw he was making it. That whole kind of like deluge of product movies that came out for a while, maybe it's still a trend, I haven't noticed, but like remember they were doing like the Michael Jordan shoe brand story, the like Flamin' Hot Cheetos story, Pop-Tarts. They did a variety of, like, products. Ugh. Like, I give a shit about the story of a fucking commercial product. Anyway. No, I didn't watch it because it looked like trash. Unstable Deadbeat says, he was a whole joke that is all about him acting like a stereotypically swishy gay male. Criticism of the act was what led him to complain about wokeness and comedy. Oh my god, that's so out of date. Even in Seinfeld, they did better on gay stuff than that when they're like, not there's anything wrong with that. Like, at least that's like a... God. Peep Lord, Seinfeld voice. What's the deal with Epstein? Why won't he call me back on my pager, Elaine? Yeah, that's what that's what Seinfeld's script sounded like. My pager! And I just got a Tamagotchi!
What line of work you're in. Doesn't matter what you do.
When are we getting the Kellogg story? Hold on. That's called The Road to Wellville. It's actually a pretty entertaining movie. It's pretty funny. Check it out. The Road to Wellville. I have every movie in existence around me at all times. Name a movie, I have it.
A majority of the people...
I should point out, this is less about the cereal stuff. This is about the wellness clinic that Kellogg ran that like wanted people not to masturbate and thought cornflakes would make them not masturbate. So it's about the figure, and the cornflakes are in here, but it's... mostly about the wellness facility.
are going to be frauds
I'm living in the Criterion closet. I am. It's very nice.
around you.
When digital media collapses, Hannah will be queen. That's one of my little narcissistic tendency fantasies. Like, you know how everyone occasionally has like a very self-indulgent end of the world fantasy that in no way aligns with what life would be like at the end of the world, but like it's an imagination thing. It's just a daydream. Mine is that society collapses and the global internet no longer functions, and I run basically a little video store in the post-apocalypse. Like, things aren't so bad that, you know, everyone's starving. Just things are much more local. And international copyright law is, you know, less serious.
And the cope
I didn't see the Kinsey movie.
is on a different level. But one thing you have to understand,
Tim Curry played a prude. I have to see that.
usually if you're right, the majority of the people are going to be against you.
Every movie around you, huh? What about the man who was Sherlock Holmes? Is that next to you? No, that's downstairs next to you, which you know because you just read it off of a shelf right next to you because you sit next to my Sherlock Holmes / mysteries collection.
Because I have learned through doing numerology and astrology.
Numerology on the bingo card. This guy's fucking crazy. We found this guy during... one sec, where's numerology on here? Oh, is it just rounding error numerology now? Where is that one? Does anyone have a number? '87? It's not really gematria what he does. It's numerology. Rounding error numerology. Ooh, okay, so we don't just have a numerology space. Okay, never mind then. Zarek Shadow says, I saw the Flamin' Hot Cheetos movie and it fucking sucked. It also ended up being bullshit. The guy the movie centers around didn't actually create Flamin' Hot Cheetos and got super upset when the evidence didn't add up. The director tried to be like, well, it's not about the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, it's about the guy who made up the story, which is such a half-assed defense. Wow, my corporate propaganda wasn't truthful? That's crazy.
Living life for a few decades now.
Who's my favorite Sherlock? I really like Basil Rathbone. It's certainly an old-fashioned, very old style of acting, but I do think he captures a lot of Sherlock Holmes. But if you want something more modern, not modern, but more modern, the guy that did the Granada series was really great. I forget his name off the top of my head, but he's quite good as well.
That most people are NPCs.
Oh, as I was saying, this is a person we found on the patron and YouTube member only stream, and he is nuts.
That most people are NPCs.
You hate the Sherlock Holmes character? Is it because he's, like, full of himself? No Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr.'s fine. I like the Guy Ritchie Sherlock films all right. I actually like them a lot for what they are, but it's kind of like it's an adaptation that I put more on the end of, like, not... It's still Sherlock Holmes, but it's not my favorite kind of Sherlock Holmes. That's more action-y, and certainly Sherlock from time to time would get into, like, fights, and I know. It just tends to be a little more action-y, and I like Sherlock to be more contemplative and about the characters, but whatever.
People do not have a soul. And I understand that's very difficult for people to understand. What do you mean people don't have a soul? So let me go through the whole process with you guys so you understand exactly what I'm talking about. You have the powers that be, and then you have the evil demigods who are actually demons that a lot of you guys pray to. So you have two different axes of evils. Now, sometimes this group fully controls this group. Sometimes...
That's probably Cabal, right? That's close enough to Cabal on the bingo card. I'll count that. Trace says, I'll have to send it to you, but my favorite Sherlock Holmes is an audio drama where it reinterprets the character as a crazed narcissist who's a propaganda tool of the state. He never has to explain his methods to the public. The public understands he's supposed to be super smart, so anyone he accuses is presumed automatically guilty. Ooh, that's a really fun, like, deconstructed version of that premise. I like that.
They try to, but they don't. If you watch the movies, if you read anything about Wicca and witchcraft and things like that, you do understand that salt is one of the things that keeps the negative spirits away.
Do you have a citation for that, or?
I mean, if they're low-level spirits, then that would definitely take care of it. That's why a lot of people put salt around.
Ooh, I gotta grind when I die, so I'm not a low-level spirit that gets dropped by salt.
in their beds, when they go to
If I'm gonna be some sort of poltergeist, I think I deserve to not have the same weakness as snails.
sleep, one thing you can always do when you go to sleep is to make sure to cover your mirrors. Cover anything that can reflect. Because when you sleep,
Salt is a purifying element. I presume the idea of salt as a purifying element came into the sort of zeitgeist because it is used in preserving food, which of course at the time they didn't know was keeping away bacterial growth and stuff, so they just assumed there was some sort of like metaphysical purifying element that existed within salt. Because that would kind of make sense to me if it grew out of that kind of narrative. Well, like, it keeps our food safe, so it must be purifying.
that's when these people try to feed on you.
Oh yeah, ancient wisdom on the bingo card. I guess by zeitgeist I mostly meant folk wisdom.
And if your aura, if your chakras are weak because you do degeneracy, they're going to take your shit over.
What degeneracy? What does he count as degeneracy? Jitara says, but now a salt shaker is a legitimate weapon against a demon, and that's kinda cool.
People like to say, I don't believe in God. No, I don't believe in your gods. I don't believe in Allah. I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in Yahweh. I don't believe in Moses.
Yeah, this guy's interesting in that he is not a proponent or follower of the major religions as they exist. In fact, he is very anti-theist about it. He has many videos directly mocking and, like, talking shit about people who believe in Christianity, Islam, Judaism, other religions. Which, like, whatever. Like, I'm also not religious, and I don't think religions are true. I think he's a bit of an edgelord about it. But you believe that numbers are magic. He believes that numbers are magic. So it's very weird, the judgmental hypocrisy from him, claiming that all these other people are illogical for believing in a deity, which I get, but then he himself believing in something completely nonsensical, the magic of numbers.
I don't believe
We could do hypocrisy on the bingo card for that. Where is hypocrisy? There it is. Okay.
in any of that. I know this is a planet run by evil. I know that for a fact.
How did you come to that conclusion?
What also
Why do you think the entire world is run singularly from, like, a unified vector of control? Because that's not how the world is.
I know for a fact is we're all here.
There are vectors that are more powerful than others. The influence of a nation state, a particularly powerful one, is stronger than an individual person's efforts, and certain states and organizations within those states, corporations, all have different vectors of influence, and they're all pulling and pushing in different directions, and the net of that is the world we live in. It's not a singular force from the top creating everything by a plan.
Here, the ones with have a soul, we're here to be tested. I would like to say there's about 144 million people with souls on the planet. I don't believe there's more souls than that. Now, obviously,
He believes the vast majority of people on the planet are not people. He thinks they're NPCs. Do you know how scary it is to see a person who thinks that most of the people he sees, like the vast majority, are empty robot shells of flesh and don't have an inner life whatsoever? Horrifying. Real horrifying stuff.
there's 7 billion people.
So he's Mormon. You're thinking of Seventh-day Adventists, and that is 144,000, not 144 million. Ken Sister Sue says, but Hannah, he knows it for a fact. He certainly said that. Those are words that came out of his mouth.
People on the planet.
Oh, sorry, Jehovah's
Tells you a lot,
Witnesses. I was wrong too. Jehovah's Witnesses. Apologies.
there. But if you understand how these 7
He's not a Jehovah's Witness, though. Like I said, he's against Christianity or its offshoots. He's against Islam. He's against Judaism. He's against any other things affiliated with it. Mormonism, Seventh-day Adventism, Jehovah's Witnesses.
7 billion people came, most of them came through degeneracy. I want to repeat that. Most people on this planet came through degeneracy.
What does that mean?
If a woman has degeneracy, if a woman has babies with more than one guy, the second guy she has babies with, all the kids are born into sin.
Okay, so that's interesting that he has... Okay, this is very confusing. Okay, so he has divorced himself from the concept of the Christian, the Abrahamic, really, God and its doctrines, yet he still believes in the Abrahamic concept of sin. Does he understand how much of his belief system is still just Christianity, but with the serial numbers filed off? Interesting.
Most likely, they don't have a soul. Now, some of them could.
Most likely, they don't have a soul. This is the kind of guy who, after a big oopsie, will go, I was just following orders.
Most likely, they don't have a soul. Or if they do have one, it's contaminated.
Contaminated again. He's not big into Abrahamic faiths, but he believes in sin, a soul, and your soul being corrupted by sin. All very Abrahamic religion beliefs. Dilla Spiller says he's divorced himself from the Abrahamic religion. That tracks, what with the divorce energy. And Bumble Homestead says this is sort of an incoherent ideology seen in manifestos. Yeah.
All you have
He has followers. He has almost 300,000 people on this channel.
to do is understand
I know that's not huge on YouTube, but it's more than nothing.
why the elite push pornography, why
He's running the same old Christo fascism software with an edgelord skin on top. It seems like it.
the elite
Hats off. What do you want me to wear for the hats off? Purple witch hat?
make sure women who are half naked get fucking paid. Because
There's a
that
hydrate, too.
allows for possession. Everything they do in this world is to allow demons to possess you.
Again, he believes
Demons.
in demons. Like, I know that demon kind of just also means, like, entity from not this world. So, like, I know demons, technically, broadly speaking, are not unique to Christianity. Other cultures also have ideas of, like, spirits or things coming from some other place and interacting with our world. But, like, he's pretty much using it the way that fundamentalist Christians do. You know, he's not just talking about, like, benign spirits that might be tricky or have their own rules. He's literally talking about, like, Christian evangelical versions of demons. Rawr, demons.
Jinn, whatever you want to call it. These NPCs are literally meat suits. Now, can an NPC be...
Everyone who disagrees with me is a meat suit without a soul, and that means anything I do to them is justified. This isn't worrying at all.
be a good person? Yes. If they're surrounded with people with souls, if they're surrounded by the right environment, even NPCs can be people.
How magnanimous. What's important is you found a way to make you feel like one of the best people on Earth. That's the important thing here, is he has made himself feel like he is in the top 0.001% of beings on this planet simply for existing with a soul. Really, really weird. really weird, really weird. Almost like some sort of like racial superiority or in-group superiority, but like it's based on souls. So completely arbitrary, imaginary concept, like a lot of bullshit like that.
How do you make money in an 8 year? I'm talking about some of you guys stay consistent, man. I'm over here telling you guys about NPCs and all this other stuff, and you guys are telling me.
There is no new CC. He has not posted in over a month. A little worried about him.
Money.
Kind of hoping he's getting help, whether he wants it or not.
Yeah.
Probably not, though.
Oh, W.
What did he say?
All this other stuff, and you guys are telling me how to make money.
What?
We're here telling you about how do you make money in an 8 year? I'm talking about some of you guys stay consistent, man. I'm over here telling you guys about NPCs and all this other stuff, and you guys are telling me how to make money. Oh, W chat. W chat.
I'm sorry, what was he deflecting? I don't understand what the question was, but however he reacted felt like a weird defensive deflection. So I don't understand what's happening. I can only kind of perceive the vibe of it. Jitara says, I know they said something about, like, getting paid, but, like, I don't know. Jitara says, interesting how these people are always a player character, even though nothing about that status changes their reality when it comes to where they are in the world. They're in the same bucket we are, and they have convinced themselves they aren't. Yeah, that's why it's, I think, something that appeals to certain people like this, because they want to have something, even if it is imagined, to make them feel superior to others, even if they don't have the material means to do so. Not that material means actually means you're better than other people, but many people perceive it that way. Instead, they come up with some arbitrary other thing to make them feel higher in the imagined hierarchy in their head over other people, whether it's race or religion or some other belief system, or whether it's this bullshit. People will always, if they desperately feel the need to, and they don't want to engage in the hard work of being a better person, will fall into holes where they just imagine themselves to be better than other people for some arbitrary reason, and then they don't have to do any work on themselves.
It's kind of like the movie The Matrix, except we don't have...
God damn it. The Matrix on the bingo card. Someone asked how he makes money. Gotcha. Why'd he laugh like that? That's weird. The Matrix on the bingo card.
Have like little steel tubes in us. It's all about energy. And every single person with a soul, the goal of these demons, the goal of these demigods is to break you. To absolutely break you. Maybe they put you in a family with a whole bunch of NPCs.
Oh, that's a paranoid delusion. If you think you're the only real person in your family, that's a paranoid delusion that you need to seek medical help over, because that's going to develop into something worse. You don't start with the delusion that your family are all fake people and then just stay there. That is going to get worse. Anyone who feels that way needs to get help. A lot of help, especially if you're between the ages of like 17 and 30. What is it, 17 and like 30-ish? Because that's when schizophrenia tends to show up. It's not the only delusional disorder. It's not the only disorder in which you'll experience delusions, but it's a big one. Jade Monkey with a 5-stream streak says, my dad seems to be slipping into NPC territory.
Maybe they
Wait, is schizophrenia considered a syndrome? What is it now? Fuck. With clusters of behavior. I'm blanking, I'm sorry.
put you in a relationship and you have a baby with someone who's an NPC. They're gonna try to break you some way. Usually it's with lust.
Usually it's with lust. These women are coming to steal your seed.
That's what usually works.
The NPC women are coming to steal your seed.
The second biggest thing that works is money. Yeah. You know, majority of the billionaires I know, 10 to 1 billion range, you know, maybe 11.
I don't believe this guy knows billionaires. I'm just gonna put this out there. It's not impossible. There are crazy billionaires. It's not like having $1 billion makes you sane. I actually think quite the opposite. I think it's very deleterious to your mental health to be that well off. But, yeah, I'm hoping this guy doesn't know many billionaires, because holy shit, the economy's a joke.
I don't know anyone worth 100 million or 100 billion or above. But the people I know, they tend to be good people. Family people.
I'm gonna hit X to doubt on that. If you know anyone who has a net worth of over $1 billion, I would bet you my house that they are not good people.
All that other stuff. So you can't necessarily say just because someone's a billionaire, they're an evil person.
Densetsu says schizophrenia is a chronic disorder, if that's what you meant. Maybe. I don't know.
You can't do that.
I gotta go back and restudy shit. I'm so fucking out of, like, practice.
As a matter of fact, there's a lot of poor people who are in their circumstances because of karma. But in a world with
Jesus Christ, it's been over a decade since I was in college at this point. Woo!
7 billion NPCs. They are all here to be their drones. They go about their business.
Do you think Elon Musk believes this? He's a weirdo online person enough and a right-winger that I could see 100% genuinely believing most people aren't real people. It would explain a lot of his behavior, to be honest. Do I want to go back to school? Yeah.
But when they
wish I could.
Need to be, they can be possessed very easily. The movie Fallen with Denzel Washington was so on point with this. And this is why people will turn on you. They're fascinated by you. They'll fucking, study everything you do, but then they'll turn on you because they never had a soul. I want you to think about this. The first vowel in soul is O. The first vowel in love is O. The first vowel in loyal is O.
Oh.
When people have souls, they have that morality thing. Again, first vowel O. Degenerates, with the E, put sex, partying above all else. I don't want to interrupt now because I'm not an NPC, but going through the massive changes these past few months, everything is up in the air. 2/11/1991. Listen, as an 11, you're more likely to have a soul than most. As
I wonder what my number is.
someone who's a master number, and again, I'm not saying
a master number.
all of them have them. I'm saying they're more likely to have
This guy is scary. Yeah, he is.
them. But if they're NPC, they can be actually a powerful NPC. Listen, brother. You're in a 5-year cycle right now. 5 is the number of change. Having said that, you can't still in one place. You can't just be in the room. You can't be still. That's the worst thing you can do right now. You have to move. You have to fucking...
You have souls based on the day you were born? Yeah, depends on if the soul guy was in that day. You expect him to work every day? He's in a union.
Make decisions. In a 5-year, it's a year of evolution. Evolution sometimes in thinking. Evolution sometimes in the type of environment you're in. But when you're in a 5-year cycle, a change is a must, or you fail that year cycle. You have to move. You have to be on the go, especially if you're born with 11 energy. 11, for God's sake, has 3 E's in it. 3 E's.
It's 3 E's and 11.
In the word 11. What do you think? That's by choice?
What do you think that means? How do you think words come to be? How do you think spelling comes to be? What?
It has three E's in it. 3 E's in the word 11. What do you think? That's by choice?
I don't think words make choices.
By chance. Well, it actually is by choice. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, guys. Cut me a break. And yeah, 135 people in here. I didn't expect too many people in here.
2 a.m. conspiracy ranting is a vibe.
The only time I get like 400 or 500 is when I do the Instagram story stuff, or I tell everyone, yo, I'm in here. Twitter's gone too. Fuck you, Elon Musk. I don't even want to go back. I wasted.
Accidentally based on the bingo card for not liking Elon Musk. That's shocking to me. I'm gonna be honest. He seems like the most set up to be an Elon fan ever. Like, he looks like he owns a Cybertruck. Does that make sense? So I'm kind of shocked at that.
So much fucking time on that app. Before Elon Musk took over Twitter, I was making $100,000 a month off that place. Easy peasy. I was making 100K.
He looks like the kind of guy who hasn't worn pants except for basketball shorts since 3 years ago when he had to go to a funeral.
As soon as he took that place over, you know the first thing I did? Started building a YouTube, started building an IG, started building other social media platforms. Why? Because I knew my enemy sign would come after me. And as soon as he becomes a billionaire, starts flexing on me by suspending my account. And then, do you know what he got me for? The new account I opened, do you know what he got me for? He got me for impersonation. He's trying to say I'm impersonating myself, and he wants me to send him my ID. Yo, Elon, fuck you. I ain't sending you no goddamn ID. Go to fucking hell. Which is exactly where the fuck you're going.
So you believe in hell? Is it like the biblical hell?
Imagine you have a child, your firstborn, and you're like, oh, yeah, whatever. I need my fucking
He's basically just a Christian, but he's like, I'm not gonna worship anyone. He's like, I want all the power of a Christian to be able to say everyone I don't like is a sinner and a degenerate, and they're all going to hell. I want that social power, but I don't want the combined social responsibility of perceiving myself as below and subservient to some ultimate deity. It's more narcissistic Christianity. Wow.
bag instead. You disgusting fucking swine.
Woo!
You know, people talk about Zuck. He's a family man. People talk about Bezos. Yeah, he cheated on his woman, no doubt. Fucked up shit. But he's still with, like, one bitch. This guy, Elon Musk, man. He goes around betraying everybody. Brim, the guy who co-founder of fucking Google. He slept with his fucking girl. That's exactly what you expect out of fucking swine. Listen, brother. 2/11/1991. Aquariuses have an edge over everybody else right now. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And because they have that edge...
It's so funny because when I think of astrology and, like, people who talk about, like, Aquariuses, I think of, like, really chill kind of hippie people who are maybe a little, crazy, but in almost like an innocent way, man. Like, they maybe just, like, want everyone to be in peace, and they've been high since 1987. You know what I mean? Like, no, this guy's talking about Aquarius, but he's like, you fucking degenerates! Get out of my planet!
As long as you go with the waves, and I'm meaning 5 year go with 5 energy, 6 year go with 6 energy.
We're gonna build a space wall, and we're gonna make the Draco Reptilians pay for it!
You'll be fine. I'm not worried about people who are Aquariuses at all. All right, 6/25/2008. You did a read for me last time. It was spot on, bro. In my enemy year, 5-year cycle, what would be like after this year is over? How can I find more clarity and more success? Well, I mean, you're in a 5-year cycle, enemy year. I mean, it's very obvious how you're going to be fucking tested. You're going to be tested with fucking skank-ass whores.
Let's go not how women work on the bingo card. I figured we were going to get here with him at some point. Not how women work on the bingo card. Oh my god. So much divorced dad energy from these people. And by the way, there's like this, I've seen this online where I've seen men point out this poll where they're like, in this poll, women have a disfavorable view of men. And it's like, look, I don't think you should generalize about people based on their gender, their sex, whatever. But frankly, when you see the internet full of dudes like this who do nothing but tell other guys constantly women are just whores and they're useless except for being your little trad wife that does all your chores for you and is a hole for you to use at the end of the day, like, are you surprised the perception of men generally is bad? I know that most men aren't this guy. I know most men, like, aren't this guy. At least I would hope so. But they're certainly the loudest.
You're going to be tested by women coming up to you, and you're going to decide if you want to have fucking sex with them. You know how many people have sex in their enemy year with a woman and then have a fucking
sex in their enemy year
child, and that fucking cooks them for the rest of their life? In their enemy year with a woman and then have a fucking child, and that fucking
I'm sorry, is the implication that your child is your enemy because you had them in a year that you've designated as an enemy year?
For the rest of their life? That's what I'm talking about, guys. This is a evil fucking matrix. And it was allowed by the Prime Curator to be that way because he only wants the best of the best in the fourth dimension.
Oh my god, it's Christianity without the worship for grind set bros. Wow. It's not about, wow. It's like Christianity, but with the worship removed, and instead of, wow. And instead of like obedience to God being the ultimate thing, it's about being the best. It's about being an alpha. It's about, oh my god, what a fascinating way to view the universe. Like, literally, you think the fabric of the universe and cosmology exists to test and produce the best grind set Finn bros. That's my favorite religion, is when it's the universe is a machine to make people like me. Wow. The human mind is scary. Green guy with the dollar tip says, Hannah, me and the wife have so many cucumbers, we don't know what to do with them all. Make pickles! Make pickles. Pickles are delicious. And send me pickles. Actually, I don't have a P.O. box anymore. You can't send me pickles. But make pickles and send me pictures of the pickles.
He's going to test you in every possible way.
Toxic Christian masculinity. Well, the thing is, it's not really Christian. Because he doesn't believe in Jesus as a savior. He doesn't believe in Yahweh. So it's not Christianity, literally. It's just taking the same moral precepts and many of the cosmological principles of Christianity, e.g., heaven, hell, sin, and applying it to a different moral system that puts red pill alpha male grind set stuff as the ultimate moral ideal. I feel like I could write a book. Anyway.
Through your family, through your friends, through the people.
I don't know what for. I don't know what the theme of the book would be. Like, what's my thesis statement? Shit's fucked?
People in your job. You will be fucking tested. They're gonna put you in compromising positions and see if you fucking fold. See if you take the easy way out. I know how this world works. And what you have to understand is anything you pray to in this third dimension prison planet is going to an evil deity. It says in the Bible, I'm a jealous God. What type of fucking God is jealous? I'm a jealous human. What are you trying to say? Fucking God is the same as me?
That's there are elements of that are part of Christianity. Yes, certainly the Jesus stuff. Yeah.
It's absolutely ludicrous. And people say, I have an ego. People say, I'm the fucking asshole. You believe you have a
Probably work on that.
relationship with God. You're the fucking egomaniac. You believe that you can speak to the most powerful entity within this fucking virtual reality. Are you out your fucking mind?
Okay, so the thing is, I get what you're saying. I also find the idea that people think that they directly communicate with the creator of the universe to be a relatively egotistical position. But the thing is, at least they believe that anyone can do that. You know what I mean? Like, at least within that mythology, anyone can do that. It's not like a special thing conveyed onto you. You believe that you are in 144 million people compared to the rest of the population that are special. That is egotistical in its own way. Arguably, even more so? It's relative. It depends on how you view it. But, like, it's up there.
No one talks to God. That's cope. No one talks to the Prime Creator. You will be judged by the Prime Creator. You're here
We already had accidentally based Densetsu.
to be judged by him. Not to fucking talk to him. He fucking threw you in the deep end of the pool. Sink or swim, motherfucker.
Green guy says, not gonna lie, God is a chill dude. I don't agree with that, but, you know. You know my opinion on it.
So many people with egos. I'm the fucking one chosen by God. You hadn't chosen to do shit. You're chosen to see if you can fucking pass your mission. Yeah, we all might have a mission. 5 life paths have missions. 33s have missions. 22s have missions. We all have missions, not all the same. Listen. I don't believe the stories of Jesus or Allah. You know what I believe? I believe in the numerology and letterology. That's what I believe. I believe
Which is less stupid, question mark? It's not.
evil starts with E. E is the 5th letter. I look at the devil, 5-letter word. I look at demon, 5-letter word. And then I look at Jesus, 5-letter word. I look at Allah, 5-letter word.
So, many words are 5 letters. What's your point? H-Bird says, you'll be put on hold by the Prime Creator. Your prayer is very... Hold on, let me do this with a voice. You will be put on hold by the Prime Creator. Your prayer is very important to the Prime Creator, and the Prime Creator will address your prayer in the order in which it was received.
Moses! You want to do the math on that one? That's what I see. That's what I see. The NPCs in this world are meant to hold you back. As soon as you have any level of success, they are here to try to drag you down. That is literally their job. I've literally had haters.
It's interesting. It's a little similar to cultish ideology where they're trying to separate you from other people by claiming that they're working against you, against your enlightenment or self-improvement or whatever that particular cult or cultish group is offering.
Since I've been an influencer, or even before, but since I've been an influencer, real hard. And one thing I noticed, whether it's 2000...
As someone who's been on the internet since 2012-ish as my job, influencer is my least favorite word in the English language. I hate it. Stone Corpel. These are 5-letter names in modern English. Why do these people think that modern English has any bearing on the morality, good or bad, from people who lived thousands of years before the language he's doing numerology in even existed? So there are certain conspiracy theorists who believe in almost some sort of etymological determinism, where the origin of a word, they believe that the origin of a word innately connects to its meaning no matter how divorced the word becomes from the context of its original inception. We all know that words change over time, especially over hundreds or even thousands of years. Entire languages change and evolve over time. But people like this believe that there's some force. Like, it's not just random, or it's not just social systems by which we exchange words and they evolve over time. They think there is almost some ontological... How do I put this? They believe there's almost some ontological force that exists within language that keeps a word always meaning what they perceive to be its etymological origin, even if the modern meaning has no connection to the original whatsoever. For them, the signified is inextricably tied to the sign. Thank you. That's succinct. There you go. Jesus Christ. I spent... Not always good at succinctness. Thank you, Harold Elbelman. That's pretty good. Brevity is the soul of wit. And you win.
2024, 2025, or 2026?
Oh, sorry, there's a tip too. Just a peach says, the Bible is not written in English, so how does that work? And Green Guy says, my names have 6 letters, and that is F. I guess I'm a fucking fucker. True.
Different haters saying the same exact thing.
Yeah, maybe you're just wrong. Like, if everyone tells you, hey, you're walking off a cliff, don't keep going that way, it's a cliff. Like, they're not fucking with you, they're not NPCs, you might be walking off a cliff.
The same exact thing. It even goes so far as 2 different haters from completely different years, never met each other, never talked to each other, yet they have the same symbol. And, you know, about 10 years ago, I was like, as soon as I defeat one enemy, another one just pops up. And I found that ironic. As soon as I take care of one person, another one pops up. And they talk the same way. It didn't make sense until it did.
This would be like... How do I explain this? Who's an internet celebrity? I imagine Tom Pearl... Don't Google him. I imagine Tom Pearl gets a lot of the same comments on his material criticizing him. It's not because he's onto something and everyone is secretly in on some NPC shit working against him. It's because the criticisms you could levy against him are pretty obvious and most people see them immediately and go, what the fuck is this?
A demon,
I'm serious, don't Google him, you will have a bad time.
Is jumping from one to another. So as soon as you defeat this one, they jump into another body. This is how the game works. And I'm sure I sound mental to some people. I'm sure I do. But if I sound mental to you, you're probably an NPC. Because people with souls, they know that.
If you don't agree with what I'm saying, you're probably not even a person. Who would you even be talking to if that was true? Who's that message for? You don't think they're a person.
This is true. They might have never heard it. Maybe they don't understand how it works, but they know this is true because it resonates with them. And when people with souls hear something that resonates with them, instinctively they know what's real.
Vibes-based conspiracy on the bingo card. He's not even trying to justify what he's saying via any evidence or anything. He is explicitly saying, you just have to be chosen. You just have to know. You just have to be awakened. You just have to be into this to get it. If you know, you know.
Okay, what do we got here? Another reading? Guys want a reading 90 or above?
Told you, Eric. Lance with 100 bits says this guy so desperately wants to be a cult leader. Yeah.
Or if you guys want to join all the services I have, they're right there in the very top. You can see them. Readings, the whole 9 yards. What's good, GG? 3717 1994. Love the Q app. And again, the Q app is the best numerology and astrology app out there. You can download it for free. It's an extremely good app and the best service that GG33 provides on that level. I'm likely to make it big. Question. Is 628 a good day to sign a soul partnership? All right, let's look at your birthday real quick. We have an 11 life path.
I know that no economy is 100% efficient, whatever that would even mean. I guess that would be subjective, depending on what you find to be work worth doing. But I do wonder, how much better could the economy be if we could somehow wave a magic wand and get rid of everything in the economy that's just a complete scam? Like this guy, anyone peddling scam projects, anyone trying to sell courses of dubious value. If that was all wiped from the economy, I'm curious what the economy would look like.
And he's asking if 828 days are good.
How much of the grift is load-bearing? How much grift is load-bearing?
Yes, it is. Just started working for a guy.
When I bring up the bingo card, who's the person in the lower left dancing? They seem to be having a good time. Gina, a conspiracy theorist we used to cover, but her channel got deleted. She might be around somewhere. I could look.
Born.
Did we get Eastern mysticism on the bingo card for his Chinese zodiac bullshit? We certainly can. Let's see. Poor understanding of Eastern religions and or philosophy.
He's a 1 life path, 28. Trying to tell him to go hard this year. Been putting in money in Zcash. Okay. Well, if you're putting money in Zcash, then you're doing the right thing. I mean, I literally called...
What is Zcash? And is it crypto? Of course it is. Let me see.
The bottom on Twitter for...
Yep, Zcash. Oh boy. Privacy protecting digital currency.
People, but, you know, must lock my account, so it is what it is. But, you know, this is what I want people to realize. If you...
Let me look at the chart for Zcash. Oh, yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a pump and dump. That's a pump and dump that's pumped and dumped a few times, actually, but yeah. Seems like it's pretty much, it is what it is. It's a shit coin. Do you?
You can't use your numerology and put it into practical use. It's literally all garbage. If you can't apply this stuff in the everyday life, it's all garbage. And that's why my issue is with these chart numerologists. Oh my God, you listen.
You're trying to figure out how he gained so many followers? By telling people what they want to hear. You could literally start a YouTube channel, and if you had a modicum of personality, and if you think of some, like, what's a delusional, self-indulgent fantasy that would get delusional people to watch me for their own self-gratification, you could do that and make videos about it, and there's a decent chance you'll find an audience. It's not guaranteed, but it's not impossible. You just gotta find comforting lies to sell people. People love that shit. It's their fucking favorite.
To them, they talk so eloquently. If Saturn is in the second...
I would say, if religion used to be the opiate of the masses, I would say that the modern day opiate of the masses are the echo chambers we pull ourselves into that tell us comforting lies about ourselves and the world we live in so we don't have to take action that is necessary but deleterious to ourselves and our lives as individuals. I mean, dick jokes, butts, dicks, ass. We're on the internet. Jokes. What?
House and Jupiter's conjunction in the 3rd house. That means this is gonna happen. Why are you guys always divorced? If you have all the answers, why are you always broke? I've never seen a chart astrologer be successful financially. Why is that?
Sorry, since I'm being pretentious already. Hegel, and then rephrased by Marx, now rephrased by me, says that history often repeats itself, first as drama and then as farce. And this feels a little bit like that to me. If during Marx's day he perceived the traditional religions as the opiate of the masses, the modern version being the really ridiculous, splintered, hyper-specific delusions that keep people, how do I put this? Docile, comfortable, are kind of almost like a satire of that. I don't know. I'm sorry. Stupid fucking theory.
If your charts are so good, how come they can never give you the right answers? But they sound eloquent. They sound like they know what they're talking about. And Gary keeps pounding the same thing because I have made it simple. I have dumbed it down. But some people refuse to believe that enemy years work. Oh, Brunson, he fucking won a title. Yeah, he did. What about all the people who are rats who took L's? Brandon Clark of the Memphis Grizzlies died. He's a rat. For all the Jalen Brunsons in the NFL, Donovan Mitchell didn't do anything. He's a rat. Jaylen Brown didn't do anything. He got bounced in the first round. He's a rat. A lot of rats struggling this year.
Wizard hat.
The president of Cuba is a rat. He doesn't have any fucking power. He's fucking in the middle of an insurrection. What's up, President Diaz? $11 and 1s are extremely good together.
Does he like gambling? He's into crypto. So yes. Lennon Cat with 40 bits says, what's funny to me with these neo-stoic types who... I'm sorry, I've never heard the term neo-stoic applied to people like this, but yes, I know that is what they're going for, isn't it? Neo-stoic types who think that men are not meant to be emotionally vulnerable and are only allowed to feel arrogance and anger is that the actual classical Stoics would laugh at them. Stoics believed that the least masculine emotion was rage. Rage means you lost control of yourself. Rage is for children and animals. No, you don't understand. We've decided now in our enlightened age that anger isn't an emotion. It's just what you do when the logic gets too much for you to handle.
Together. Horse and dog are extremely good together. You have a 3 and he is a 17. That's good too. I see a lot of good things here. What you have to understand about a horse is they're very stubborn and they're very moody. And sometimes it's not best to explain yourself. Sometimes it's best just to give them their space. Just give them their freaking space. That's it. Just give them their space. You deal with different signs in different ways. You know, with a rat, you try to reason with it. With the rat, you try to solve things on an intellectual level. With the ox...
Wouldn't Spock or Data be the ideal stoic sage? One would think. Even Spock in his older years said that logic is the beginning of wisdom and not the end of it. Which what makes him a great fucking character. I love Spock.
His strong hand.
Spock is the perfect character, at least late Spock. I really like early Spock too, but by the time he gets older, he has the perfect balance of being able to analyze things logically while still taking into consideration the feelings and subjective experience of others. He's like he's the perfect middle space between Vulcans and humans. He's perfect. I love that boy.
You need a strong hand with the ox. With the tiger, that is difficult to deal with the tiger because they're just so treacherous. They're just not loyal as a soul. I'm not saying people who are 6s and 4s who are tigers can't be loyal, but the majority of tigers never will be. They don't even understand what loyalty is. A cat? Shit. You can make a cat fucking $2, $3, $5 million. It won't break you off a penny. Cats are the most selfish sign, man. But they're great.
Dodger Mutt says in a 6-3 decision, Supreme Court of the United States ruled that Cuba owes Exxon for property seized in 1960, apparently forgetting Cuba's not part of the United States. Don't write that off so quickly. Donald Trump's already been talking about wanting to invade Cuba and already been blockading it for a while. If nothing else, that gives him some sort of excuse to invade and say, well, see, they owe us money. They owe us money. The Supreme Court said they owe us money, so we're going to take it from Cuba. You know, it'll be bad. It's going to be It's gonna be real bad when the Cuba stuff happens.
Great intellectuals, right up there with fucking rats. At least when it comes to plotting. Dragons.
H-Bird says, dealing with tigers is difficult. I can't play that. That's owned by Warner Brothers. I do love that show, though. Same bat time, same bat channel. Where'd we go? There he is.
Gotta put an idea in their head, make them think they thought about it. You gotta put an idea in the dragon's head and make them think that it came up with the idea. That's the best way to deal with the dragon. Snakes have a bad fucking reputation. They call it snaking people.
Dillis Filler says, just because they may not be able to enforce the ruling doesn't mean it isn't legally valid. I almost feel like at that point, what are we even talking about legally valid when you're talking international disputes? I feel like the concept of legal starts to break down a little when there's no universal enforcement mechanism. Like, what are we even talking about? We're getting more into the realms of power enforcing things. Jade Monkey with 31 months, thank you.
I don't believe in that stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that, Profane Priestess. I'll have to check it out.
Last video got 1.5 likes. Did I say that's what I need? I'll drop them when I feel like it. Yeah, I mean, tigers, especially the women. Oh my God, tiger women. But going back to snakes.
Starting to think this guy doesn't like women very much.
They have a bad rap, but honestly, I never had a snake betray me. I'm just being dead real with you guys. I have never had a snake betray me. I'm trying to think. I don't remember I ever had a snake betray me. I don't ever remember a situation where a snake betrayed me.
Eve trying to explain the situation about 10 minutes after she eats the fruit.
I do remember, me having issues with snakes because, a lot of these snakes are garden snakes and shit like that. But no, they have a bad rep. The tigers and pigs are way bigger fucking liars and scammers than snakes are. Horses, a horse can be a fucking downright criminal. Horses have an interesting, morality.
She was talking about literal horses right now. So bad.
They could be a straight up gangster. Horses can operate like that. But they will be loyal to their inner circle, no matter what. If they're a gangster, if they're a 9-to-5 honest guy, a horse will always be loyal to his inner circle. A goat.
Sorry for that pause. My brain came up with a joke that I can't tell anyone.
Is
probably my wife after stream.
Loyal to itself mostly. That's that bitch trying. The fucking cat, goat, pig. They'll betray each other in a second. A cat's always going to do good in pig years and fucking goat years and vice versa. But they don't really get along that well.
I want to watch this guy enough that I understand what the fuck he's talking about. It's time I learned about stupid astrology bullshit, I think.
Even look at the...
Oh yeah, this is word salad. I'm sure it has a meaning to him. It has no meaning to me, so I'm going to do word salad. Where's word salad? Word salad is in the ear of the beholder.
PayPal mafia.
Sometimes it's literal gibberish.
Yeah, goats and pigs, best money-making combination. They do fucking great together. But they'll fucking backstab each other the heartbeat. Look what happened to PayPal Mafia. Peter Thiel, Elon Musk. Come on, man. Monkeys. Monkeys can be good people if they're around good people, but if they're around trash, just like them being the 9th sign, they'll become trash. Roosters tend to be very loyal, but,
Okay, enough of this guy. We have wasted so much time on him today. Not wasted, I've enjoyed it, but still, he's a lot. Alright. We're over halfway through the stream. We'll go over the bingo card, but first, if you could do me a favor on YouTube, like the stream, I'd appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button, and if you're watching the VOD in the first couple days, try and hit the hype button. Appreciate it. And if you want to support the stream, you can always do so on YouTube by becoming a YouTube member or using super chats, and on Twitch using subscriptions or bits. We're also almost halfway to our sub goal to read Alice in Wonderland together, so you can always use the tip link for that. All right, let's check out the bingo card real quick, and then we will get into the CERN video. Let's see what we have on the bingo card so far. Illuminati, Freemason, Cabal. That's Not How Women Work. Aliens are Demons. The Matrix. Poor Understanding of Eastern Philosophy or Religion. Hannah Mentions Blu-rays. Word Salad. Accidentally Based. Vibes-Based Conspiracy. Uses AI. Staggering Levels of Hypocrisy. And finally, Ancient Wisdom. All right, let's get into this CERN video. So, for those who don't know, Orion Cooper with the $2 super chat says, but there's a male loneliness epidemic. I'm lonely too. I'm not bitching about it on the internet. Oh wait, no, I am now. Catch 22. Shit. Anyway. What was the joke I was going to say? No. Okay. CERN. CERN, for those that don't know, is the Large Hadron Collider. It's a particle physics laboratory where they do tests by smashing particles together. This is the place where they found the Higgs boson particle, the particle which gives matter mass, which, if you don't understand that, it basically means it's what makes matter instead of energy. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway, every few years, usually they'll finish a round of experiments, and then they will take a break for some time, usually between 1 to 3, maybe even 4 years, and they'll do upgrades to the Large Hadron Collider. They'll do upgrades, and they'll change things for new rounds of experiments they want to do, so it goes offline periodically for years at a time. This has happened before. But conspiracy theorists are absolutely nuts about CERN. They have constant conspiracy theories about them using it to open portals to other dimensions to bring beings from hell into our world and other weird stuff. So, of course, they have opinions on it and think that it's sinister. So, let's check it out.
Boys, there are a lot of bizarre things happening.
Is that the particle people mislabel as the God particle? Correct. Before someone else brings it up, it was originally called the goddamn particle.
Case in point, CERN is slated to close down here soon for at least the next 4 years, and a lot of people are very concerned by this because of things that usually happen when CERN shuts down their large
Why did it flash like that?
Collider for an extended period of time. There's usually a lot of bizarre things that follow after said collider gets shut down.
What would that even mean for a conspiracy theorist? Conspiracy theorists think weird things are happening all the time. It's part of the nature of being a conspiracy theorist is you're paranoid and you constantly see secret connections in everyday events that happen, whether they be personal events or, you know, national or global events that you see in the news or through media. That's kind of a hallmark of being a conspiracy theorist, is you constantly think things are happening that you don't know about but are suspicious about.
So one has to wonder what they have in store.
Scientists do go on vacation. This isn't even that. They're not taking a vacation. They're just undergoing a period of upgrades and repairs and stuff, and I'm sure they work on different things during that period.
This time around,
probably developing experiments and stuff for after the upgrade is done, working on data that they already have gotten from when it was previously open, but they haven't had time to actually do with it, so they're probably working on papers and experimentation with the data that they got.
When the collider gets shut down. And here's a clip I'm about to play from a podcast called Play with Matches with Gabby and Jesse, and they actually discuss what is happening with CERN.
So CERN is set to close down on June 29th, 2026. Okay.
Again.
It'll be shut down for 4 years until June of 2030. So that's fun. you know, especially given that they're building a new one, which is like 10 times the size of the current one, something
I
like
don't know if it's 10 times, but it is a lot bigger. It's very cool. Imagine being afraid of science things because you're a frightened person who doesn't understand the world around you, and discovering new things around you is apparently very scary.
that.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Where?
I'll show you. We'll pull it up in a second. So the last time it shut down
Rita, thanks for following.
was between 2018 and 2022.
That was a fun time for us all, wasn't it?
Listen, I didn't think that there was any like unrest around the world at all, right? There is zero doubt that between now and 2030, the entire world will be radically changed. That's
I mean, yeah, politics is pretty volatile right now, so I don't know what's going to happen over the next 4 years or so.
that's for absolute sure.
I have goosebumps.
It has nothing to do with the Large Hadron Collider, though. I promise.
And this is all happening as AI emerges as this thing that is going to literally completely change the whole world. You got to ask yourself,
I hope not.
doesn't it feel like that all kind of
The ways it's already changed the world have been awful, destructive, and had led to a steep drop in quality in every product it's touched. So please stop. I'm in pain.
came out of nowhere? You know what I mean? You're like, I mean, I know they've been talking about AI, whatever.
Oh
but
yeah,
it's
it
like,
just like popped up one day and it's like, oh, ChatGPT's here. Here
and
you go.
And I found this post on X. I'm
Again, not really. Chatbots are not new.
unsure who originally posted it, but this right here, look, as you see on the screen, this is all of the stuff that happened between 2018 and 2022 when CERN shut down their large collider for an extended period.
Okay, on the list are a global pandemic, worldwide lockdowns, supply chain chaos, economic meltdown, political unrest, and a world that never went back to normal. First of all, what the fuck are you talking about? We are back to normal. It's actually very disappointing that everything went very back to normal and we chose not to change anything, which is very stupid. But also, everything on that list is the same event. You just listed the global pandemic like 6 times. But okay.
Period of time last time. So what is going to happen this time around? Because they also pointed out in their post that AI is exploding, wars are escalating, governments are pushing digital ID, and America obviously is about to approach its 250th birthday.
That would happen with or without CERN being on or off. What does that have to do with anything? It's not a big deal.
So what exactly do they have in store this time around with the large collider being shut down? I don't know, but there are a lot of bizarre things that are continuing to happen. And again, I think back to the World Ahead 2026 edition of The Economist magazine, where
This is a big thing. I don't cover this a lot because I don't generally find this interesting. But there was this cover of The Economist where it has sort of symbolic representations of a lot of political figures, events, ideas that are kind of bopping around in the global zeitgeist politically and economically, and then make a little collage. And it's just kind of a visual thing that you can scan through and be like, oh, there's a lot of different, like, I know what these events are. And it makes kind of an interesting piece of art. Conspiracy theorists look at this and they don't see it as an illustration talking about things that already exist in the zeitgeist. They believe that they are predictive programming. So they are looking at the symbols here and think it is predictive or revealing of what is going to happen in the future as opposed to being topical. So let's do predictive programming on the bingo card. Predictive programming. Where is that one? There it is. Predictive programming.
it literally showed all of this crazy stuff kicking off, and we've already seen a lot of this crazy stuff.
I mean, the things that you can see, America's 250th birthday, Donald Trump, an economy graph, looks like China's leader. We have the Odyssey, probably because of the Christopher Nolan movie. We have one of those robot dogs. We have missiles. We have that Blue Origin rocket ship. We have a cargo ship being shot by lasers, talking about warfare and supply chain issues. A tank, multiple humanoid robots. You get it. This is all just stuff that exists kind of like in the discussion we have about society.
Stuff kicking off. And obviously we have the World Cup also that's happening. And again, it's like the dude at the bottom representing the World Cup kicking off all of this chaos that is happening and is going to potentially happen in the near future.
Is he aware that, like, the people that make this illustration can look at events that are going to happen in the coming year? Like, they know that America's 250th is coming and that the FIFA World Cup was going to be held partially in the United States, because those were pre-planned events. Like, does he think people don't know about these events before they happen?
And again, I can only imagine what else they have in store, because best believe they always will put out these blueprints every single time, because they show you exactly what they want to do. They show you exactly what they want to accomplish. And speaking of the AI takeover, Jeff Bezos, if this is even really the same guy.
Clones on the bingo card. I'll call that clones.
Talked about how great AI is going to be in the future and how it's going to even create potential job losses. Yes. Isn't that loving? Isn't that kind? I mean, thank you, Jeff. I mean, come on. Because again, he's telling you without telling you, as he's trying to make AI seem as good as possible. And in some ways, yeah.
All right. He's just going to talk about Jeff Bezos, and I don't particularly care about that. I just wanted to show you guys the first part. All right. I care in the sense that fuck Jeff Bezos, but you know what I mean. Let me see. Here's another person freaking out about the CERN thing.
This battle is not against flesh and blood, but against the powers
and principalities,
the princes of darkness, the spiritual wickednesses in high places, and the worldly governors of this world.
Well, wow, you don't have to really justify or think through your beliefs or actions when you think that it's all just prophesied in an old book, huh?
So let's take a look at what the princes of darkness and the worldly governors...
You're the good guy and your enemies are the bad guy, and you should never self-reflect on your own morality.
...are up to. So CERN's Hadron Collider will be shutting down as of July of this year and will last approximately 4 years. The LS3, or Long Shutdown 3, will begin officially on June 29th. Now, why is this significant? Well, these are the dates for the last long shutdown, LS2, and I think everybody can remember what happened in between those dates. Now, the shutdown comes just coincidentally, just days before America celebrates its 250th anniversary. This also comes around the same time the UN is selecting its new Secretary General. Let's also not forget that all of this is going on.
It's almost like lots of things are happening in the world simultaneously or near simultaneously.
On at the same time that the World Cup is happening, and at the opening ceremonies, they had some very interesting things that they were showing, such as the Hollywood sign being torn in two. There was also some very interesting symbolism.
Spurious symbology is evidence on the bingo card. Spurious symbology.
Again, if you know, you know. I am not going to tell you what that symbol means. You have to look that up. And then this one, which almost looks like buildings collapsing. And if you're thinking, Ashley, you are reaching. You're always reaching. Let's not forget the 2012 opening ceremony for the Olympics, which featured hospital beds, needles, and the Angel of Death. Now, for
Angel of Death?
The Olympics, which featured hospital beds, needles, and the Angel of Death. Now,
Okay.
For TikTok purposes, this is just...
Was it a performance art referencing medical care in some way? It's a tribute to the NIH. Thank you. I was wondering. It's always interesting when some piece of like performance art or dance happens at a big thing like the Olympics or the World Cup, and conspiracy theorists all get in line to not understand art. Like, you don't have to like it. I'm not saying you need to like the performance, but it's like not difficult to see what it's doing when you hear like, oh, what are they doing? Oh, I get it. Okay.
For entertainment only. This is pure speculation. I cannot prove any of this. What I am able to do, though, is open my Bible and read the signs that the Lord gave me. I'm also able to recognize symbolism. I am also able to recognize patterns. And through spiritual law, the enemy
spiritual law
has to reveal what they do before they do it. So
that's a very convenient delusion for you to have to be able to justify all these insane patterns you see that don't actually exist.
When we see things like...
Sorry, H. Baird. H. Baird said, she'll be shocked to learn that the 4th of July is just another day at CERN, a laboratory in Europe, which the U.S. is not a member.
Like this, and we know spiritual law, and we are rooted in the truth, in the Word of God, which has the outline of the future. God gave us the literal outline of the future, of the end. He gave us signs of the end, and he said, stay watchful. He said, remember these truths. Remember what I told you. And when you see them start to play out, when you see them come to fruition in your news headlines, know that the end is near. And guess what?
Yes, very specific things, like when there are wars or rumors of wars, which pinpoints at any point during human existence on Earth.
We are in that time right now. What happened during these years? The world changed forever. Now, again, just speculation, just my personal opinion. I believe
this isn't what opinion means.
That during this next shutdown, the world is going to change again forever. This is the pride before the fall. This is the Colosseums of Rome distracting its citizens with sport. It's also very interesting that quantum computing looks strangely similar to the Tower of Babel. And
You don't even know what the Tower of Babel would look like except for its depictions in art. It didn't exist. It's fictional. So it can look like whatever you want to draw it as. What are you talking about? It's a tower. Oh my god. This isn't even what that is. A quantum computer isn't a tower that sits on the ground. It usually hangs for cooling reasons, I guess. It hangs down from a thing at the top, so it's not a tower. It's more like a stalagmite.
These are in every single one of the big buildings that are being built all over the country that nobody likes, that are taking up a bunch of water.
I'm sorry, you think that every data center has a quantum computer? Why? They don't. What would they use it for? You don't use quantum computers for normal computing. They're for very specific purposes. Stalactite, sorry.
Yeah, this is the European Parliament building. Listen, there is nothing new under the sun. We are watching them build.
You're dumb if you think that. I understand that human history and behavior rhymes. It's very similar. We repeat things. I get it. But the fact that you think that it is directly connected because you see an aesthetic similarity between a piece of artwork about a mythological story and think you can connect it reasonably to an actual building is nuts.
The Tower of Babel 2.0 in real time. Like, as we speak, the beast system of the book of Revelation is being built. Talked about this before, but I want to mention it again. This is from Stargate's official website, the government website. January 1st, 2028 is the official launch date of the most powerful AI supercomputer in the world. Now, we know that the big...
And we all know that things out of the Trump administration can be trusted.
Centers that are being built that take a lot of water, they are this. They are the anchors to the beast system. I believe, again, just speculation, personal opinion here, TikTok. I believe that January 1st, 2028 is the day that they turn on the beast system. They activate it. It is officially completed. Main project objective achieved. We all know the last time CERN shut down, the world changed forever. We also know that according to scripture, we are in the end.
Screenplay idea. Screenplay idea. You create an AI, but because so much of its data comes from the internet, a bunch of its beliefs, again, it's a fictional AI, so it can have beliefs in this piece of fiction, are just gibberish nonsense produced by conspiracy theorists, so the AI is powerful in that it can access many systems, but it is incredibly delusional and acts like an all-powerful conspiracy theorist who thinks they have power and starts to try and unravel conspiracies that they believe in but aren't true, and they get more and more confused the less evidence they find of conspiracies they're sure are real. That's just the US government right now. It'll be topical. It'll be topical.
And we're in the last few seconds of the last days. We're watching the beast system get set up. Wouldn't it be interesting, again, just speculation, looking at all of these dates, looking at our news headlines with a spiritual lens rooted in scripture, wouldn't it be interesting that this next shutdown, which begins in July, would mean that it's possibly the start of the tribulation?
No, because I have no mouth and I must scream. Am is intentionally vindictive. Am is vindictive. The character I am thinking of would not be vindictive. They would think that they're saving the world, but in doing so, they are destroying it because they fundamentally do not actually understand what they are doing or the reality, other than the misinformation that has been put into them that they trust implicitly. So they're not trying to hurt people. They think they're trying to help.
Also find it interesting.
Yeah, you're right. I'm reinventing the Amazing Digital Circus. That is kind of Kane, but like in control of the whole world. And he's not a conspiracy theorist. He was like a narcissist who couldn't take input from others.
Interesting that each shutdown is only 3.5 years, which
like the cosmic horror from Iron Lung. I've not seen Iron Lung.
Would mean
I did download it legally.
If the tribulation,
I paid for it with money for sure.
Started this year, that the next time CERN would turn back on would be halfway through the tribulation, which would coincide with when the Antichrist takes his seat of power and declares himself to be God, which would also correlate with the activation of the mark of the beast. Listen, we know at CERN they are allowed.
Is Amazing Digital Circus worth watching? I think so. I liked it a lot. I think it helps if you're trans, because there are some themes in there that are related to that, but you could enjoy it without it. Yeah, I like it.
Allowing entities in. They openly talk about this. They openly admit it. They openly discuss this. We also know that during the 7-year tribulation, the bottomless pit is opened. The abyss is opened. The pits of hell are opened. We also know that during the 7-year tribulation, men's hearts are going to fail them from fear of what they see coming into our dimension. That is what the Word of God says.
Does the Bible says our dimension? I don't think it says that.
Men and women are going to be dropping dead. Their hearts are going to stop from how scared they are from what they see.
Miss Polania says, you'd think if you were sure about Jesus, you'd be horny for the end of the world and for the beginning of New Jerusalem. That's what I don't get. Christians confuse me. Because when I was a kid, I was the best Christian ever. I went to a fundamentalist Baptist school. I've told you guys this. And I was like 6 years old, 5 or 6 or something. And they told us all about how heaven's great and life is just a world full of sinners and like it's terrible and it's just a test and the world is an evil, wicked place and we all get to have a gift and go to heaven at the end of our lives. And that's when your real existence begins. So at like 5 or 6 years old, we did a class in our like natural science class or whatever it was called. And it was about poisonous houseplants. And I was like, we have one of those houseplants at home. And I started eating it to try to kill myself because I was 6 and they hadn't done the whole killing yourself sends you to hell thing. So in my head, it was just logical. Well, yeah, why even live my life? What a waste of time. I'll just go to heaven right now, save a lot of time. So be careful. Your kids will take your religion super seriously and take it at face value. Just saying.
Find the timeline of all of this happening right now, coincidentally with America's 250th, with the new UN Secretary General, with the World Cup, with all of this. I find it Very interesting timing, to say the least. The Word of God tells us that Satan is the god of this world, that the entire world is in the control of the evil one. The Word of God tells us that our battle is not against flesh and blood. It's against the powers, the principalities, the princes of darkness, the worldly government.
No, I didn't end up having to go to the hospital. I was 5 or 6 and an idiot, so they caught me after like some days of doing it.
Of this world.
And I almost certainly wasn't eating enough to actually kill me, probably make me ill, but I'm sure it wouldn't have actually killed me. It's just that it was the intent. Like, how deranged for a 6-year-old to be like, I'm gonna kill myself, yay! That certainly flavored my view of religion as an adult, the fact that it did that to me as a child.
Spiritual wickedness in high places. Do not be deceived by this show. The worldly governors of the demonic kingdom run this show, and they masquerade as angels of light. They have no problem talking about Jesus. They have no problem mentioning God. And so many of you are bought into it. So many of you are deceived by it. If you know Christ, these are nothing but exciting times. If you know Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, if you have accepted the free gift of salvation that he offers through the blood that he shed on that cross, these are nothing but exciting times. It is an absolute honor to be alive, to be the generation, to watch this unfold, to be the generation that will see the Lord Jesus Christ return. Now, if you do not know Christ,
there have been Christians in every single generation of Christians who have said this. There's not been a single generations of Christians who have not been told, now is the time of the end. Jesus is coming soon.
Christ, and you are stuck in your pride, I pray over this video in the name of Jesus that God will plant seeds in your heart, that you will be given ears to hear, and that during the period of time that is coming, whenever it starts, through the horror, through the terror of what you will experience, you will be given eyes to see and ears to hear, that you will realize what is happening is the wrath of God, that it is biblical prophecy coming alive, and that you will also realize, most importantly, that Jesus Christ is God in the flesh, that he came and died for you to pay for your sins. Through the belief in what he did for you on that cross, through the finished work, you can be forgiven. You can become a new creation, and you can spend eternity in heaven. He came down, became a sacrifice for your sins, to pay for your sins because he loves you, to save you from eternity in hell. And when we put our faith in that finished work, we are forgiven. We become a new creation. We are justified in the eyes of God. We are cleansed of our sin in the eyes of God, and we spend forever in heaven with God.
Oh, did I bring those flashcards? I did. I brought these for today. I needed to share this with you. I'm glad I told that little story, because this actually connects. So, this is fun. My Baptist school taught from Becca books. Any homeschooled kids or Christian school kids who are familiar with Becca? Anyway, so in this school as a child, they'd use visuals to kind of indoctrinate you. They'd tell Bible stories. It was the first class of the day. It was my favorite class of the day, mind you. I loved stories. Still do. And they used to show us these really creepy propaganda illustrations to go with the stories. I found some of them on eBay in flashcard form. The ones that they showed us were larger cards that they ordered so the whole class could see. But they also sold little flashcards, and I found these on eBay, and I had to order them. So, let me show you some of the stuff I grew up being taught when I was like 5 that led me to want to kill myself. All right. So, let me pull out the ones that are important. The ones that interested me as a child the most, and I was obsessed with. Here's what heaven looks like. If you've ever been curious, what does heaven look like from the outside? This is it. This is what I was shown as a literal child and told heaven is a real place you will go. And this is what it looks like. It says, the city Foursquare, heaven is where God lived even before he made the world and the things in that world. It's a beautiful city that we can learn about from the Bible. It's the city Foursquare that John saw descending out of heaven. God says that anyone who has taken Jesus as his savior will be able to live in heaven with him. All right, next thing. This is what the interior of heaven looks like. In heaven, the streets will be paved with pure gold. There will be houses, big, beautiful mansions. The river of life flows from under the throne of God down through the city. The tree of life grows alongside the river of life. Here's our little... almost looks like 70s or 80s futurism. Utopia, weird shit. That's great. And then this image is so creepy in hindsight. This is everyone worshiping God. This is what you do in heaven all day. You just worship God. That's what they told us. You just are devoted to God and you worship him all day. And that's what you do. What else did they have? Depiction of a church. In heaven, there won't be any temples or churches. There will not be needed. We can go right up to God himself and worship him in person. Very normal thing to want. To worship people. This one's pretty funny. In heaven, the sun doesn't rise in the morning and the moon doesn't shine at night. Candles, flashlights, or electric lights are not used. None of these are needed. God is the light, and he lights up all of heaven. There is never any night there. That sounds awful. What if I like the nighttime? I'm a night person. Here's a picture of a crying girl and a bank robber. There's no sin in heaven. Sin is all the bad things we do. Pouting when your mother tells you to do something, or saying unkind things, or taking something that belongs to someone else. So don't pout, kids, or you're going to hell. Here's another one. Sin. Sin is also copying an answer from someone else's paper or getting angry. Wrong things just come naturally to everybody on earth, but in heaven, everyone will do right all the time. Free will, what's that? No sadness or tears. Sin usually brings sadness and tears. God says there won't be any tears in heaven. We'll wipe away all the tears from our eyes. In heaven, everyone will be happy all the time. That sounds not at all creepy. And then there's a little girl crying at a grave. There'll be no sickness, no accidents, no death in heaven. Our bodies die here on earth, but in heaven we will have new resurrection bodies that will never die. When we get to heaven, we'll live as long as God lives, forever. Anyway, this is why I'm fucked up. I just thought those were interesting to get. So, let's see what else we have for tinfoil. I already did the calls to action. Thanks, though. He's so cool, guys. Isn't he so cool?
Welcome, dear friends.
Thanks, Eric Shadow. That sounds interesting.
Friends, welcome to this channel. I welcome you all here. Thank you for being...
Woo! Look at that suit. That's an interesting suit. Is that a custom suit he had made? It is, because it has his logo, embossed? No. It's like sewn in, but there's a word for that. Blanking on it.
Being here, appreciate your time and energy. My name is
Embroidered. Thank you.
Anthony. I'm a channeler of several different reptilian and alpha draconian groups.
Believes they speak to aliens regularly on the bingo card.
including groups I'm genetically connected to, including hybrid groups that I spend a lot of time with, including Theta Tauri white reptilians from the Taurus constellation, and most importantly, 6.9 density alpha draconian pureblood race named Kalask.
I don't know about the term pure blood entity. That's not good. Did we have dimensions beyond our own already? Dimensions beyond our own on the bingo card.
Who come from the Thuban star system.
Oh, and reptilians, obviously. Of course, I forgot that. The main one. Reptilians. There we go.
I'm also an author of a book named Kalask, My Path to Thuban, which is available now worldwide across Amazon or on our website at www.kalask.ca in the shop area. Other than this, it is June 2026, so a little bit of an updates. In September, I will be returning to Europe for my 4th annual channeling tour of Eastern European countries.
I would love to see video of him on the Eastern European channeling circuit. Wow.
Starting probably with either Prague or with Belgrade.
I would like a Todd Solondz movie about that, actually, please.
In our way up across to Poland, perhaps again.
Has Todd Solondz ever made a movie not set in America? No, I don't think so. Yet.
Moscow, Russia, down to Bulgaria and Greece and Istanbul. Maybe this time.
Did we have Satanic for the last vid? If we didn't for the last vid, we definitely had it elsewhere. So let's make sure we get Satanic. Perfect.
I'm going back to Dubai depending on the circumstances. Also in October, I'm proud to announce I will be in Japan, in Kobe and in Tokyo, channeling Kalask with a dear friend of mine, and we're organizing this trip now, and more updates will be available on both the Instagram, Facebook, and on the social media that belongs to Kalask channeling. In tonight's episode, I've asked Kalask to talk about wars, a very sensitive subject to them, a serious subject.
Sorry.
And I understand from what I'm told from by the audience across some of the things that are sent to me, comical things that are sent to me, and a lot of misinformation, fear porn, fear mongering when it comes to draconian subjects on the internet, particularly in the love, light, unicorn, and rainbow.
You wouldn't travel to the Middle East right now. Yeah.
5D fairy.
Yeah, I don't know things are so back and forth all the time about the Iran thing. I don't even know what's going on in Dubai right now. I know initially there were attacks happening in Dubai, although they were trying to keep it hush-hush and punishing influencers for filming anything about it. But
communities that believe.
I don't know what the status is now. I know there's some sort of agreement that was supposed to be put in place that's like 60 days or something, but then Trump threatened the people at the peace talks and they left. I don't know what's going on right now.
Some external.
Oh yeah, Dubai is a fucking nightmare.
Saviors are coming, some federations are coming, some Ashtars are coming, that we are all receiving free med beds and ascension next Thursday. Of course, none of these things are true. This is the opium for the gullible. The 2026, 2027,
The opium for the gullible.
2028, any year.
Not quite the quote.
Mass disclosure, open contact. Yeah, of course, these things are not true. None of these things will ever happen.
It's interesting to me that he's kind of applying a hierarchical structure to a idea literally proposed by Karl Marx. It's the opium, but not of the masses. Not like everyone's susceptible to this. Only like idiots, like dumber people than you. You're better than them. Oh my god! Fighting for places in their imaginary hierarchy is the opium of these guys! Everything's opium!
Earth is quite...
Except for opium, weirdly enough.
Occupied and quite carefully managed by a variety of different custodian races that are very, very fine looking at every single aspect of humans' growth, of humans' consciousness, collective consciousness, to see if we are ready. And humanity is not even ready to turn off the lights at nighttime and hear a squeaking sound under the bed or in the closet or outside our homes. Never mind for the motherships that are the size of Texas and Florida. So yes, I've asked Kalask to clarify some of these things.
Can I ask what would be the purpose of having a spaceship the size of an entire U.S. state? Like, what's the benefit to that? Even when we're talking sci-fi, like Star Trek, and we're getting to the, like, Galaxy-class ships, and you can hold, like, I think 15,000 people on a Galaxy-class ship at full capacity or something like that, who is this for? What are we doing? If you're transporting entire colonies, I get it, I guess, but, like, general use. What are we doing with a Texas-sized spaceship?
I've asked them to speak openly about what it would be like to fight a war against draconians. What is it like to fight a war? Who would be desiring to fight a war? Which group would want to fight a war? And how did these wars end up in the past? I've asked them which technology did they use to win wars. I've asked them to speak about some of these aspects of these fear-mongering agendas on the internet by the Pleiadians and Taygeta and Arcturians. That we see a lot of the misinformation and fake channeling, completely fake.
I've never seen a channeler call other channelers fake before. I'm sure it happens, but that's funny.
Channeling.
No. Don't you see my suit? I really talk to aliens. Do you see that hack? No suit. He does not talk to aliens.
That's typed up in ChatGPT and AI type of programs, but completely.
Other sci-fi ships have ships that have like tens of millions of people. Yeah, like the culture. I don't like stuff like that because it gets so like, it's so out there in terms of the technological capabilities, it might as well be magic. Like, we might as well be talking about someone who can wave a magic wand and produce anything.
Script.
So nothing against the culture stories. Like, if anyone likes them, that's great. It's just not my thing.
The nonsense that the draconians
I'm more into the affinity.
are being killed and murdered and kicked
Shouldn't
out
have said that.
of the universe. So I wanted Kalas to speak in the best way that they can, and that's through very raw power, truth.
Tea Time Tea says, I like the part where he's saying the Pleiadians are actually the bad guys. That's a new spin on the grift. True. Very true.
And also with integrity and honor, and this is exactly what they stand for. Enjoy this channeling about Kalas, talking about wars and Thuban and their home, and all of the things that they...
I shouldn't have said that to you, Clara. You're not necessarily a regular chatter. You know, I'm not weird. Well, I'm weird in a funny way.
To say. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your energy. Thank you for being here. See you in the next episode of Kalas Channeling.
For the record, my actual favorite sci-fi is Star Trek and its affiliated media.
I greet you all in strength and honor.
Opinions on Moral Oral. I love that show. As someone with not great parents and someone who dealt with a fair amount of religious trauma as a child, Moral Oral is very up my alley. Love that, and I love the soundtrack of the last season. I love the mountain goats. Oh, you have been watching for years? Good. Okay. Well, okay. I don't need... I'm always worried when someone I think is new is here, and I'm like, oh, fuck! I gotta act normal-ish or something? I don't know what to do. The growl.
Your class on his
very toothy voice. I get it. They're reptilians, so they got big teeth.
So we are here to speak about these humanoid wars against draconians. Isn't this the...
You'd be humanoid. Reptilians are humanoid. Does this guy not know what humanoid means? Steve of the Q, thanks for gifting a sub to Clara Zoom. Appreciate it.
Subject of popularity. Such foolishness. Such gullible tchotchkes and foolishness human beings occupy their own minds with. And war is something we're native to. So fine, we'll speak about the wars. In all wars, there's such great destruction, and then after follows such great creation. Wars can be very destructive, such large atrocities of death, but wars can be fascinating educational segments of life, of evolution. So we understand that some human speakers over the years, part of these spiritual communities through your world speak about things that they have no business speaking about. And this is something we knew, something we know, we're aware of. Through the humans we speak through now, the Anthony human and the human part of him and David and his.
I always wonder when it's someone like this with a bookshelf like this behind him, I'm always curious what the books are. Because I feel like someone who read that many books, if they were like reasonable books, you wouldn't be doing this. That's my bias, though. I'm sure there's plenty of very educated people that are crazy idiots. I don't know.
It's always important.
I do just wonder if they're all like sales books and other bullshit.
For the selected and minuscule audience, a very smart and strong.
Green guy with the dollar tip says, why didn't he get 8 feet tall and rip through his clothes with rippling muscles? He doesn't have the budget. He doesn't have the budget.
Leaders that desire to evolve.
Books by the foot books? Could be. Could be. For those that don't know, you can order books by the foot, which is literally what it sounds like. It's a company that basically gets old books and stuff, and they sell them to you in bulk randomly. It's like a grab bag. It's just to fill your shelves. Like if you're a rich person and you have a big bookshelf, but you don't actually have books, but you want to look like you have books on a bookshelf, you can literally order like books by the foot to just put on your shelf. That's crazy to me. That annoys me. Like, I like having the books that I've read and have, like, on shelves, but because I've read them, or I plan to read them at minimum, for some of them, you know, I go like, oh yeah, I read that, I remember this from that book. Why would you just want a bunch of fucking books you haven't read?
And grow, not to pay attention to the fear porn.
It just feels like to me, if you're gonna build a personal library, it should be personal. Like, you curate it. Yes, like Lucas Dawn, exactly.
Within the internet collective, in the video segment, these distributions.
Warned Fungus, thanks for following.
Social media sites, those things cannot teach you anything. Draco constellation. First and foremost, let's look at the map of the Draco constellation. The locations of our own home of Thubin, the locations of Rastaban, the locations of Gisar, the locations of Edashich, the locations that there is no name for.
There's no name for it.
This star itself is one of the 3 most important placements within the Draco constellation. Most important. Historic.
Some people just want to look like they read stuff. That doesn't make sense. Like, imagine if I was like, oh yeah, you know all these movies? Never seen a single one. Who even watches movies? Like, what sense? People don't make sense.
Most important, military. So one of these stories that we can share with you is that we've created a subnet of small groups, scouts group, messenger groups.
Okay, he's just gonna keep going like this. I think we laughed at him enough. Oh boy, it's a new Tartaria fella. We also found this guy on the Patreon and YouTube member stream on Sunday. He is a Tartarian believer, but he happens to live in a very small town. His beliefs are just very interesting.
Welcome, zombies. Today we're taking a look inside of the Tartarian mud-flooded skyscraper of the plains, located in the small town of Ness City, Kansas. That's right, Kansas. Who knew Flatland, Kansas had a huge stone masonry, super heavy skyscraper?
It annoys me he continues to call it a skyscraper. I want to explain, historically, when it was built, it was referred to as a skyscraper, despite being a three-story building, I want to say. It has a basement. So 4 stories if you count the basement, but usually you don't. So 3 stories and a basement. I believe it was part of sort of the advertising of this building when it was first built to call it the skyscraper of, like, this area of the country.
Poking up out of
It's certainly not a skyscraper based on today's definition of a skyscraper.
The dirt. And specifically, we're going to be looking at some secret vaults inside of this skyscraper of the plains. They say it was previously a bank. We'll analyze whether or not we think it is a bank or not. But
Harold Ebbleman with a link says Kansas getting roasted and this guy by proxy.
She's from Kansas. Everybody should get a partner from Kansas. They're very easy to impress. She's from a town of 89 people. I show her a 4-story building. She's like, how'd they get up there, you know? And I'm like, elevators, baby. I'm gonna show you the world. And listen, I know being from Alabama and making fun of Kansas is a lateral move. I get that. That's not lost on me. But when you grow up in the South, everybody tells you you live in the middle of nowhere. And then we go and visit the Midwest and we realize we've been lied to. No, where I'm from, we talk different and our food's fried, but we...
Wait, who considers Kansas in the Midwest? Wait, what? What? Okay.
We can see our neighbors. There's parts of the Midwest...
It's like the center of the country.
...that if you got the flu, that'd be the
Yeah,
last...
it's plains.
...flu you ever got. There's no medical care. It's like the Oregon Trail. They're gonna give you a warm rag and sing a hymn. Kansas is the flattest place I've ever been. I mean, it really is. I do feel like every prison in the country should be in Kansas. You could watch an inmate run away all weekend. Could you imagine the conversation in the guard tower? He's like, listen, Jason, don't shoot him. I like to watch him give up. Yeah, there's nothing out there. Look at him. He's scared to death, Jason. He's running back towards us. Could you imagine running away from a prison for 3 days, turning around and still being able to read the address? That hurts your feelings, you know?
Funny. Where were we? Oh yeah, Kansas.
Before that, they also say it was a courthouse. They don't call it a courthouse, but it says they had county meetings in there and also a courtroom in there. So basically...
Well, yeah, courtroom, courthouse, but I imagine in a community that small, it wasn't used every day necessarily, more like a multi-purpose municipal building.
A courthouse, and have seen that a lot in this old world stonemasonry architecture all over the country. Post offices, courthouses, jails, insane asylums, right? Just repurpose old stonemasonry architecture. In fact, ancient stonemasonry architecture.
Not ancient.
Into different buildings. In this case, it's not really used for anything anymore. It's basically just 100% vacant. There's like a kind of like a ballroom, which we'll look at the top of the building, but mostly it's just vacant and you can take a tour of it if you're in the area, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Here's a look at the exterior of the skyscraper of the plains. In my last video, it's called I Found a Mud Flood Tartarian Skyscraper in Kansas, in Flatland, Kansas. That video is all about the exterior of this building and also a couple other buildings, old world stonemasonry buildings in Ness City, Kansas. If you haven't watched that, definitely check it out. You can also navigate to my playlist, and I have my playlist organized by state, and so you can click into several different states.
Oh my god, does he have a Michigan one? Hold on. Sorry, I yelled at you. Michigan, Michigan, come on, Michigan, Michigan, Michigan. 2 videos.
Welcome to...
He has 2 videos on Michigan. Are they both in Detroit? Michigan's capital secret. Ooh.
Zombie city tours. Advanced civilizations used to live where you live. The evidence is all around us, hidden in plain sight. Our ancestors were pyramid builders, experts at transporting and building with heavy stone, aka masonry. Their faces and their logos are engraved in stone all over our cities, and their pyramids still surround us. Now here's some more ridiculous claims. There's a single God that created you, me, the world, and all things in it, and he created a specific location of land that he deems better than all other locations of land, and he promised this land to a man named Abraham and all his children for forever. This is why we've all heard the phrase the promised land, and the land we currently call USA is the land God promised to Abraham.
I don't know, man. If I lived my life based on something some guy thousands of years ago said God told him, I'd probably feel like a loser.
And our cities and our mountains.
No, he gets it right, Baha. He does Detroit in the second video. This one is about the capital.
Actually, the proof of it. And God promises that it will remain the most blessed land on...
A lot of people think Detroit is the capital of Michigan. It's not.
On Earth, as long as...
Lansing, Michigan.
Its inhabitants follow Jesus Christ. And if they don't, it gets cursed, destroyed, and given away to somebody else. So let's look at the fruits. Is the most choice land prospering, or is it being deteriorated and given away? If you're curious, enjoy the vids. If you're not, I'm sure I'll hear from you in the comments telling me how dumb I am. Either way, dig deeper, explore your city, and most importantly, explore your God. Ask him questions and study his word. Lansing, Michigan, state capital. Let's have a look, shall we?
Wonder if this guy's a truck driver, since he has so many videos from different cities all around the country. I wonder if he's like a truck driver and he does the Tartaria thing as a hobby, and while he's around these towns, he goes to various older structures and does this.
Planes.
Is this music gonna be fine? From the YouTube music library, should be okay. This is gonna be interesting because, like, this is in Michigan. It's in the capital. I've seen some of these places before. Very weird.
Welcome, zombies. Today we're looking at Lansing, Michigan, which is kind of in the like bottom center right here of Michigan. Michigan sits on the Great Lakes, a very, very interesting part of the country. I feel like there's definitely a lot more going on. I mean, in the whole country than we're told, but specifically these areas, like the Great Lakes areas.
It's a lot of lighthouses, mostly.
Ohio, for example, like we're always told, oh no.
Did you know Michigan has the most lighthouses of any state in the United States? It's true.
Nothing in Ohio, nothing going on in Ohio. Ohio's a dumb place
Yeah, fuck Ohio.
to be or whatever, but
Accidentally based on the bingo card for saying fuck Ohio.
there's so much, like Pennsylvania's another, like just, it's a very sleepy area, in my opinion. Not totally sleepy, but it's definitely an area that could be talked about a lot more, and there's a lot.
Do I even need to say anything? I don't know if you guys know this, but the youths turned Ohio into a slang word that means, like, shit. Like, that's shit. That's of low quality. That's Ohio. I don't know if that's still a thing, but that was a slang word for a little bit. That might have dropped off, but it was there.
Lots of just really cool stuff in these areas. So specifically today we're looking at Lansing right here, which is the capital city.
Dillis Filler says, everyone from Ohio wants to leave Ohio. Have you seen how many astronauts are from Ohio? I have. It's a lot.
Of Michigan. And we're going to specifically be looking at the Capitol building here in Lansing, Michigan.
Let me see when the Michigan Capitol was built. $1879.
Here's the Lansing, Michigan Capitol right here, and it's a very similar building to the Wayne County Courthouse that I covered in my Detroit, Michigan video. And according to...
What's wrong with Ohio? Just another nothing going on flyover state? It's a Michigan thing to hate Ohio. Personally, I actually don't like Ohio because they're sort of like the bizarro right-wing Michigan. So, not a fan of Ohio. Good roller coasters, though. In terms of roller coasters per capita, they're winning.
The story, the state capital was originally in Detroit, and then they moved it to Michigan. Honestly, these stories are, who really knows what the truth is, but here's a little look into the stories that they say about the state capital now located in Lansing, Michigan. It says the first building to serve as the state capital was built in 1832, and it was known as the Territorial Courthouse. And that courthouse was a brick structure, one of the earliest Greek Revival buildings with a portico of Ionic columns and a central tower. And it says that was the case until 1848. So they've got this Greek Revival stone building with columns, brick structure, And then after 1848, they hastily erected a wood building in Lansing following a decision to move the capital from Detroit to Lansing. And the Detroit building, what was originally, there, according to the story, the old Capitol building in Detroit, became a public school and library until it burned down in 1893. These old stone buildings somehow just burned down super easy.
Again, the number of these Tartarian people who don't understand, like on an intuitive level, why before widespread electricity there were so many more structure fires kind of annoys me. Like, really? Wow, this is before widespread electricity and, like, before fabrics and materials that were produced specifically to be non-flammable. Boy, I wonder why everything burned down so... People had gas lamps just, like, sitting around. Are you kidding me?
All the time in all of the cities. And then it says the construction of the Capitol in Lansing began, not the one that we currently see there, although that was already there because these buildings are much older than we're told.
You know what happens when you break a fucking oil lamp? It's like a Molotov cocktail.
But it says that there was a new Capitol in 1847 that began construction in Lansing, and it says it was a simple 2-story wood frame structure. And then it says that the building was sold when the permanent Capitol building opened in 1879, which is the one we're going to look at in this video. But then this old wood one that they just built was then used as a factory until, like the first Capitol, the one we just read about in Detroit, was destroyed by fire in 1882. Okay, and then one thing we're going to do that I haven't really done in much of these videos is we're going to look at the architect of this state capitol building in Michigan. And I usually don't care at all to look into who the architects are and all that, because it's just more lies, and there's just so much more to learn by analyzing.
I'm going to skip ahead to when he actually goes into the structure. I don't care so much about his Wikipedia research that he's not going to listen to anyway. Does he understand architecture? No, doesn't understand architecture on the bingo card.
And here's some pictures of the inside of the dome, the rotunda, and we'll take a closer look at what's going on here.
Am I crazy? Isn't it rotunda? Or is the way he pronounced it also correct?
And some of the art.
I don't hear about rotundas often, so...
artwork and symbols. And I'm also going to really dive into potentially what are these domes. There's lots of these domes everywhere, and some of the most special buildings have these big domes. So I'm gonna kind of give a little take of...
Yes, they're impressive, so they're often used in, like, governmental buildings or religious buildings. It's meant to be awe-inspiring to some degree. It's meant to show the power and influence of the building, of the people within the building, whether it's, like, some sort of liturgical, like theistic power if it's a church, or if it is, you know, political power within the halls of the legislature of a state or something. Yeah, we use architecture to show things, to illustrate things, to convey ideas. And yes, buildings with those big domes are often built to be awe-inspiring, to be impressive. Correct.
Mine on what these dome buildings might actually be. It says right here, the floor of the rotunda, so like the floor that sits underneath the dome, is composed of...
Do they think architecture is arbitrary? Do they not understand that different architectural features exist like other things in art to convey a message? Does he not I never really considered this for Tartarian people before. Anyway, Dilla Spiller says, from Latin rotundus, or rotunda rather, feminine of the rotundus round, see rotund, influenced by Italian rotonda, the word was originally the name of the Pantheon at Rome, a large circular building which came to be used as a church, called Sancta Maria Rotunda in medieval Latin.
Of 976 blocks of translucent glass.
Do we have beliefs in sci-fi tech? Do we have beliefs in sci-fi tech, chat?
Supported by...
I'm trying to think back. We had reptilians. I gotta hear other people's opinions. You don't think so? What do other people think? I need to hear some more opinions. Because I don't think so, but I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. One person mentioned med beds, but they were talking about how they do not believe in med beds. They were making fun of people who believe in med beds, so that would not count.
By iron beams and columns. It is a vault light emitting light to the floor below, and it says that the blocks vary in size so that when viewed from the upper...
Apparently Trump is having 200-year-old columns replaced at the White House. Is he going to have them gilded in the most tacky way possible?
Floors, they appear to form a bowl which mirrors the dome above. It also says the doorknobs are mostly made of brass and bronze alloy, but most of the original brass doorknobs have just disappeared over time because they do renovation and preservation projects, and they go in and they pillage little bits of these buildings.
They're not pillaging. At some point someone went, oh, this doorknob needs to be changed, I'll change it. And it was probably at a point where it wasn't such an ancient building, or rather such an old building, that they're like, oh, we should preserve this. It was just like, oh, we're in a building, we're doing work, the doorknob's broken, let's replace it. Like, doorknobs get replaced from time to time.
And then there's these images.
I don't know if you've ever had to do it. You buy them at the store, you put them in.
Images of this woman right here, this robed woman holding different symbols, which we'll look at in just a second, all over the interior of the dome. But it says that for more than...
To be clear, I know I'm talking about modern doorknobs. I understand that historically you could not just go to the store and easily buy a one-size-fits-all doorknob.
Century, more than 100 years, the muses, the artist that painted those was unknown, was anonymous. Just another very silly lie that's being told right here. Like, okay, you don't know who painted the interior of this amazing dome? Yeah, that makes sense. And in July 2023, the State Capitol Commission began another restoration project in the rotunda. Another pillage, another destroy, another change it into something else.
That's a construction site, all right.
And then I also learned right here this triangle that is oftentimes always supported by pillars that sits on the front of these buildings oftentimes.
Okay. Enough of him. Let me see. Do we have anything quick? I don't know if this lady's just fucking around or not, but she has tons of these videos and they're hilarious. Here is her channeling. What's that noise? She's channeling. She's channeling Joag. Joag. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I wouldn't want to offend him. What's behind her? The flower of life. It's a woo-woo symbol. clicks. Not the flower of life? Sorry, it looks like it to me. Just some esoteric stuff, then. Oh, you're right. It's the intersecting circles. I'm sorry. I can't picture things, so sometimes I get stuff like that confused in my head. Because I have to remember it in words. Was a big fan of The Grudge.
Member. Nine.
How many views? 13,000. Not a crazy amount.
Jug. Goodbye.
She's wonderful. I hope she never changes. Every little thing she does is magic. No, she's hilarious, though. Again, all videos like this. Just lots of videos. Just lots of videos like this. Just it goes for a while. And they're all this. If you're like, hey, are any of these not that? No. They're all that. All of them are that. Just for pages and pages and pages and pages of this. No, the titles are all things like Council of Nine, Lyrians are an extraterrestrial superspecies. Council of Nine, Spirit Guide makes themselves known. Council of Nine, your face gets twisted when they connect. Cubes for Humanity, Council of Nine speaks. It goes on, you get it. I get it, I'm sorry. I won't close on her just making noises. What else we got? Something short, probably. I had some shorts somewhere. Where did I hide those? Do I want to do his shorts? Let's give it a shot. We'll see if Sasha Stone's done any interesting shorts. This guy's kind of a new age weirdo trying to create his own sovereign communities, kind of ruled by his weirdo conspiracy theory ideology. Let's see if we find something interesting. Was that David Icke? It was, but it's someone criticizing David Icke, but for conspiracy reasons.
Have you ever considered how insane it is that we have 10 million statutes and codes and ordinances on the law books in this country? 10 million. And we only
Not really.
ever needed one.
Life is very complicated.
One, which could be said or stated in one living breath, which is, let us move freely and unmolested upon the surface of this plane.
Okay, you find me a successful civilization historically that has only had that as a rule. Find me a civilization that lasted any significant amount of time that didn't have some sort of legal system.
Causing no harm, loss, or injury.
All right, that's very sob-sit, I'll say that.
I'm so on the threshold of a double backward or double triple backward somersault into oblivion, into the abyss, so to speak. What's coming is incredible. And I'm enjoying that process of the quantum dive. I don't want to be articulating thought. I don't want to be articulating the way that I project ideas or action or thought.
Word salad. I know we already had that.
That's just me. I completely understand that others would be fascinated by certain subjects, but for me, I just want to, again, get into the state of grace, the state of witness with what is coming, and put it in your diaries within the next 18 to 24 months. It's coming. It's coming. And it is epochal. And it's what we've all been waiting for, not just this lifetime, but incarnationally for millennia. So it's coming, but I want to be fully in a state of now, witness, grace, in order to see what I see.
That's one of his top shorts? That sucked.
Teaching people how to do it and how to just leave their body to see it for themselves. They'll see, I give them like the framework of what we're talking about. Like, this is just a basic framework. But once you leave, then you could start, okay, well, what is Antarctica? Or what is the other side? What is the Stargates? And you can start seeing it for yourself. And that is the greatest way to wake somebody up. It's the straight arrow.
Just bring them into your delusion. Yay!
Sometimes it takes a lot more work than others because a lot of people are, even if they're shut down, still have that inherent ability to do it. And it's about just triggering that. And then it just wakes back up, very quickly. Some people have done it within the first month or in a week's time. Some people, it's taken them like a year of continuous practice. So it all depends, but it's all possible. It's not like
the revelation I think we recognize is immanent. It's a reckoning with self, with the diminished self. And when we do engage that reckoning with the diminished self, everything changes. The immanent flame takes over. We're no longer to stress us against.
He also...
I do not believe in anything.
I feel like I need to do an actual stream on him as a focus sometime, because his longer stuff... How do I put this? He very much wants to be a cult leader. And I need to put stuff together that illustrates that. Reminds me, I watched a movie today that was pretty good. It wasn't my favorite Todd Solondz movie I've ever seen. But it reminds me a lot of some of the people we have on stream, whether it's Tinfoil or whether it's Sarah Boone. It was the Todd Solondz film Dark Horse from 2011. And that's a movie about a delusional person doing everything in their power to not take responsibility for their own failed life, more or less. And it shows you the level of delusion that he will sometimes steep to avoid critical self-reflection. Pretty good movie. Anyway, that's my review of Dark Horse, I guess. It's more of a description and then a recommendation, but close enough. Alright, so that's it for today. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I appreciate y'all very much. If you haven't already, give me a follow on Twitch or a subscription on YouTube. I do stuff all the time. It's a lot of fun. We look at conspiracy theorists, sovereign citizens, true crime stuff, basically stuff focusing on delusional people or beliefs that aren't true, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. I don't think I'll be streaming tomorrow because of work, but then I should be around Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday. So, probably no stream tomorrow, but yes, stream the rest of the week. So, look forward to that. Who we rating?
I don't remember the reason.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you soon. And I don't know, try not to lose your teeth. Wait, where'd my teeth go? My pulled out teeth, I had them. Probably not good to lose body parts, huh? See you guys later.